Okay, there we go. I should be live now. I think.
Hold on. Oh, yep. There's an ad coming up.
Perfect.
All right.
Nice. It's working.
We're here.
How does it sound? Because it's probably really low. Because I honestly have no idea.
Oh, no. We sound pretty good.
Do we actually?
Yeah.
Let me actually hear real quick. I'm going to raise my thing on here. Oh, you know what? It actually sounds good. Okay.
No, it sounds good.
All right, good. That's actually fine. Just make sure we just got to project. And we should be good to go. Is it working on my Twitter?
Let me put this in.
It's not working on Twitter. I don't know why.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Like, it should be working, but it's not.
All right, chat. Whoever's here, feel free to comment down below.
No one's here.
We could see you, whoever's here.
It's not working.
To the Twitter.
Do I have to go live on Twitter from here? X.com. Studio.x.
Hey, Alex. Thank you. It's all working here. Thank you.
There
Thank you for telling us that. We thought the audio was a little too low, but thank you for commenting that looks good. Are you saying it's all working here, meaning to Tyler's Twitter, or you're saying to our YouTube stream?
It shows the icon of who's chatting on here, so it's YouTube.
Oh, it's YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. We're going to get started soon. We're waiting on Gio. He will be here any moment. And then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty.
Perfect. It's all working. Just trying to figure out how to get this live to work on Twitter, and then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, we set it up to go to Twitter, which is weird. Let me look. Hold on.
It's not showing up, so if I hit live... Huh. I honestly don't know why it's not working.
Yeah, nothing on your Twitter right now.
I don't know what to do. Let me look on my laptop. Chat, if anyone knows how to go live on Twitter, let me know.
Yeah, anybody in the chat. This is our first time live streaming. We got everything sorted out up to now, but everything that we had for Twitter, for Tyler set up yesterday, seems to not be.
Now, should I just hit start all over here? But like...
Oh, for your Twitter?
Yeah, it's still not working. I don't know why it's not working. It's a bit weird. Gio is here.
Yeah,
We are good. I'm glad at least the chat bug's working. So that's cool. Just trying to figure out how to go live on Twitter because I'm a little confused. Why is it not working? The output's all the same. I have the stream key and the encoder set in. It's just not working. That's so strange, chat. That's why.
You fixed it?
No, it didn't. I forgot to schedule the broadcast.
Ah, so that'll be fixed though, right?
Damn it. Yeah. Broadcasts. Okay, so let's create a broadcast.
Everyone on your Twitter could hop in.
Let me just move my mic to the side for now. What's going on, everyone? Twitter.
Gio.
What's going on? Gio is here. We
Papa
are live.
Squat.
Let's go.
We have a chat.
Yeah, everything's set up. You just got to turn your light on.
Yeah, that's it.
Just got 5 people in here. What's going on, everyone? If you guys are here, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. All links are in the description down below.
Oh, my light.
Yeah. Comment down below where you guys watching us from. We'd love to know where you are because we always see that we have a large, wide range demographic from people all over the world. So let us know where you're watching us.
I have a riddle of the day today.
Who do you know?
Yeah.
I didn't ask
Riddle
for your
is-
riddle of the day.
You can comment in the chat. Don't look it up because that's cheating. So the riddle is.
You got to talk into the mic because they're not going to hear
Oh,
you.
yeah. right.
Mike.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. So the riddle is, what gets wet as it dries? What gets wet as it dries? That's the riddle.
What gets wet as it dries?
If you can get that.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Yeah, but don't look it up. What are you doing?
I'm
Put
not
your
looking
phone
it up.
away.
Okay, the Twitter should be working now. So that's my fault.
Yes, I just got the notification.
Double U's in chat. All right.
How we looking over here, Tyler?
We're looking great. We are live on Twitter.
Yes, and the ads are rolling on our live. I just got another ad.
Beautiful. Awesome sauce.
Alex, if you're in a chat, let us know.
Yep, so
Watching
watch-
from Ohio. We appreciate you, Alex.
Just going to assume you're a Cavs fan, and for that we
Ohio.
send our condolences.
Yeah, Alex, are you a
So-
Cavs fan?
Poor Donovan Mitchell, man. Unfortunate. Well, let me share the live stream.
This is exciting, man. Like first live stream.
Yeah, bro.
You don't
What?
need OBS open.
I
You could pop the NBA draft lottery stream, but put the volume on low because we don't want copyright
Yeah.
stuff for
No,
the
you
audio.
have to mute it
How do
completely.
I get on there?
Just go to ESPN. It's on ESPN.
Well, I'm going to put it on here.
He's gonna turn the
So
monitor.
you don't even need
around.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna
Oh,
turn
I'm
the
going to turn the
monitor
monitor
around.
around at 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. Oh,
Yeah,
sir. He is
turn that
not
off
on
too.
DND.
It's okay. You guys can hear mine.
Sir.
Alex said he's a Clippers bandwagon.
Clippers bandwagon and
Oh,
they
so how do you feel about those
lost.
Nuggets, baby?
Why?
Let's go.
Why, Alex? Why is that? Tell us why Clippers bandwagon. Kevin Zamora. I'm also from Ohio. Thank you, Kevin.
Yo, Kevin, get out of here, buddy.
Kev is actually from our own state, not
But
from Ohio.
On a
Confirmed.
serious note, though, I'm
Making
really
Kev
trying
mad.
to be like Kev, though.
Say it again.
Like on a serious note, I'm trying to be like Kev.
You're trying to be like everybody.
He's trying to be like Kev, bro. Kev, I
No,
just made you
specifically.
mod. I made you mod on your other YouTube, so I guess this is your personal one.
Yeah, that
But-
has to be his personal.
But yeah, guys, so for those that are here right now, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be reacting and live watching along to the 2025 NBA lottery. It's going to be quite a day because, as you can see, I am a diehard Brooklyn Nets fan, a self-proclaimed depressed Brooklyn Nets fan. So, kind of is what it is. I'm just trying to figure out how I can post the thing on Twitter. Started getting into the NBA during the first year of Lob City. Ah, fair. That's a good time to root for the Clippers, to be
You know
honest.
what? Respect to him.
Honestly, got to give the props where
Seriously.
need
Okay.
be.
Who was your favorite player on that team? Was it Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan? And what was like the highlight play that stuck out? Because there's so many crazy plays from that era of the Clippers. Like, remember that DeAndre Jordan? Like, they threw a lob up to him and he just completely destroyed one of those. Who's the guy that he dunked?
That was Brandon Knight.
Brandon Knight.
Yeah, that was Brandon Knight.
And then Jamal Crawford had the between the legs alley oop. Blake Griffin with the windmill. That was some crazy plays, man. Crazy plays during that time.
But yeah, we're excited. I'm sure I'm gonna get into the odds. Tyler, we have Tankathon. We have the draft lottery open up. So we know the current favorite from Tankathon right now is still Utah, then Washington, then Charlotte. They all have a 14% chance at number one overall, followed by New Orleans at 12.5, followed by Philadelphia at 10.5, then Brooklyn 9%. Then we have Toronto at 7.5, San Antonio at 6.5. Phoenix is picked that goes to Houston 3.8%. Portland at 3.7, Dallas at 1.8, Chicago at 1.7, and then Sacramento to Atlanta. That's Atlanta's pick is 0.8. Atlanta rounds off to San Antonio. That's San Antonio's pick as well. They got 2 picks in the lottery.
Yeah.
0.7. I'm going to get into also now, which is pretty fun. I'm going to get into the representatives we're going to see on the stream on stage, because we always know there's a rep from every team in the lottery. So Tyler knows who his rep is. It's his own head coach, Jordy Fernandez.
Damn right.
Charlotte Hornets as well follow the same suit. Charles Lee is going to be the representative. Chicago Bulls, Gio gets to see Matas Buzelis. He will be the representative for them tonight.
Matas.
Dallas Mavericks, we have Rolando Blackman. I'm sure we all know who that is. He's a Mavericks ambassador. Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon will be sitting in the seat for the Rockets today. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson will be sitting in that seat.
Oh, they brought Zion? That's funny as shit.
Philadelphia 76ers, Jared McCain will be making a debut for him in that seat as well. Portland will have Twani Kamara sitting on the seat as well. Sacktown will have Keon Ellis sitting in the seat. San Antonio Spurs, Mitch Johnson will be sitting in the seat for the first time
Another
as
coach.
head coach. Toronto, Masai Ujiri. As always, I feel like he's always there for Toronto.
Yeah, he's never not there.
Utah Jazz, second to last team. Ashley Smith, co-owner, should be sitting in for the Utah Jazz. And then Washington Wizards, Bub Carrington will be sitting in for the Wizards. So we have a good amount of players. We have 3 head coaches. One legend being Hakeem Olajuwon. And then, a Mavericks ambassador. We have Masai Ujiri, of course, and Ashley Smith. So
yeah, obviously I put on the screen right now the Tankathon lottery odds. And basically, if you guys want to go to Tankathon, literally just go to the website. You can sim any sort of lottery you want. And, they have MLB, they have NHL, WNBA. Basically any sport that has a lottery, you'll kind of be able to. And then, you can sim right now. We'll do a sim, just a test sim right now.
yeah, do it.
Who's going to win? The San Antonio Spurs won the lottery in this first simulation.
No.
So they jumped up 7 spots to number 1. Charlotte gets 2nd. Brooklyn moved up to 3rd. New Orleans stayed where they are. Then Utah 4th. Washington 5th. Here's the big sort of the key with this lottery specifically for Philadelphia. If someone jumps in front of them, if 2 teams jump in front of them into the top 4, they're going to get pushed back to 7. Their pick is only top 6 protected. So if they wind up falling back to 7 or later, the pick's going to go to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
That is correct.
So there is a very likely situation where
That could happen.
where OKC wins a championship and gets the number 7 pick. Like, isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, but the only issue is they have to get past Denver.
And I think they're going to.
No, it's not happening.
Bro, I watched
Jamal Murray's too good. Sorry.
He's too good, yes, but the problem is the Nuggets have played 10 games in 14 days or whatever it was. Or they played 7 games in 14 days. And if they somehow push it to 7, you're going to be playing 10 games in 19 or 20 days. They have nothing left in the tank. That's why they lost yesterday.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think it was a fatigue issue with them?
Well, because think about it this way, right? I tweeted it out. Let me actually find the tweet that I made, because it perfectly sort of encapsulates what I was kind of getting at with regard to the Denver Nuggets, because that's obviously like super important. Because I feel like rest is so, like, it's not talked about enough in the playoffs. And here's the tweet. So we'll whack the tweet up right here for y'all to see. I'll kind of zoom it in so y'all can get a glimpse. So April 29th, they played game 5. April 30th was a travel day. May 1st was game 6. May 2nd was a travel day. May 3rd was game 7. So they finished the Clippers series. Game 4, they went to OKC, or May 4th, they went to OKC. May 5th, they played game 1. Then May 7th, they played game 2. May 8th was a travel day back to Denver. Then the 9th and the 11th were game 3 and 4. Now, here's the thing, though. They played game 3 at 10:30 on, I think, Friday night. And then yesterday, they played at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, how is that sort of a rest? It's almost like you're playing a back-to-back, which doesn't really make the most sense. And after that, they just traveled today. Tomorrow, you play game 5. The 14th is going to be another travel day. 15th is game 6.
Yeah.
The 16th is another travel day. And then game 7 is 2 days later. They finally have a 2-day gap between games.
Yeah.
If they even get there. I don't even know if they're going to.
Now, here's what I'm going to say to that. I think for the average person, that's not ideal, right? You want to have maximal rest.
Right.
But you got to remember who these guys are. These are NBA athletes. This is what they do. They live, breathe, and sleep basketball.
Right.
Okay. So I was watching this clip actually earlier today. It was Michael Phelps, and he was talking about his training regimen every single day, 7 years straight. He would work out 3 times a day. He would have a workout from 5 to 7, then a workout from 11 to 3. Oh, no, 11 to 1, and then another workout from 3 to 5. That was his day. And then after that 3 to 5 workout, he would then get into the gym and lift weights.
Well, that's
You see, like professional athletes have a level of conditioning where they can recover at such a much, just a higher rate than normal human beings. You know, do you know what I'm saying?
I
So
feel
the
you.
rest issue, I think that's a bunch of malarkey.
I think it.
I
I
do.
think it ties in differently though with the fact that I feel like playing a game like that is different than just practice or training. Because like for the NBA, a game you're going way harder, pause, and you're dealing with a lot more physical contact from the other team because that's just how it is.
Right.
I don't. I mean, we saw yesterday. I mean, Jokic has had 3 just awful games in a row. Really inefficient. Just doesn't look like himself. He's exhausted. I mean, he's been playing so many minutes, playing every other day for the past however many weeks because they had to make a late push at the end
I
of
don't
the
think so.
regular season.
I don't think he's. I mean, maybe he is.
He looks beat.
But here's what I'm gonna say. I think the OKC defense is just that good. Give them their credit. They have
I think it's
a bunch
both.
of big guys that are just good. Chet's 7'2". He's lanky, but he's still 7'2". Then they have Hartenstein. He's solid. And they got the other guy, Jay Williams, who's actually playing very good off the bench for them, defense and offense.
Yeah.
So they got a bunch of bigs to throw at Jokic.
I mean,
So they can tire him out easier. And that's
it's
what we
both.
saw Minnesota do to him.
right, but that's the other thing too because Denver just played a very close, intense, physical 7-game series against the Clippers, including an overtime game where Zubats had Jokic working, on the minute, like every single time we saw last year. The Nuggets, yes, they won in 5 against the Lakers, but the other thing is that Minnesota also swept their series, so they played the series right then and there a few days later, and Denver was behind most of that series against the Lakers, so they had to keep playing all those minutes and kind of work. AD was giving Jokic a lot of fits here and there, so it does tire you out. And that's sort of the main issue, that Denver really hasn't had the time to kind of cool themselves down like they did in 2023 when they were able to take that month sort of rest and get ready.
Mhm.
And they didn't take forever to win those series. They made quick work of Minnesota. They bounced back well in games 5 and 6 against the Suns.
Mhm.
The Lakers gave them trouble. And luckily for Denver, the Heat choked a 3-0 lead, so they were able to get more rest. So that's kind of just how it is. Just like, remember how I said last year, if Dallas wanted to have any shot at beating Boston or Indiana, they were going to need to win game 4 and sweep.
Right.
They didn't. And it wound up, they had to play 2 nights later.
Mm.
And, they didn't get that extra rest because Luka and them were already exhausted kind of going in.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, that's just kind of how it rolls.
Now let me ask you this question really quickly.
Yeah.
So, okay, this might be an issue in the NBA or issue of rest, right?
Mhm.
So how should the NBA address this? Should they then extend the amount of rest days in between playoff games, or should they force the players to adapt to train harder in the offseason so that they can be prepared and ready for this? Like basically, should the NBA stand on business, or should they, fold and allow the players to, or baby the players and allow them to get extra rest? What do you think?
To be honest, it's neither of those things, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because, look, the reason why the Nuggets are this exhausted, it's because Calvin Booth didn't give them a good enough roster.
Okay.
You're playing one guy off the bench.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Like, literally, you're getting, obviously, Russ is playing off the bench. Watson's getting spot minutes. It really just depends on how good he's playing. Aside from that, they're not playing anyone else.
Right.
We saw the Timberwolves are bringing Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nikhil Alexander-Walker off the bench. Like, they would start for most teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that's your main issue. And I think that's been the number one problem we're seeing in the NBA today is that teams that have depth are the ones doing really well. Look at Indiana. They have a whole second unit they're throwing out there against Cleveland and against Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's throwing out a whole second unit against the Warriors right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors, yes, they have guys to bring off the bench, but a lot of them are unproven. And a lot of them aren't playing at their tip-top game like a Naz Reid would.
So I guess what you're saying is the teams that have the most depth are the teams that have the biggest advantage when it comes to winning championship games.
Absolutely.
100% agree.
I think that's the main sort of. I think it's the obviously your star players are huge to have, and as well as good starting role players. But I think to make it work, you're gonna need a bench, like, and that's why if the Knicks blow this series, which they're probably going to,
I think
Tom
so.
Thibodeau's going to lose his job because of it. Because at the end of the day, yes, you went up 2-0 against the Celtics, very impressive, but in those 2 games, you were outplayed in 6 of the 8 quarters quite handily. And I don't really think it's anything the Knicks did to win those games. It was the Celtics falling back into old habits and just jacking up threes and not sticking to their game. Like we saw at the end of game 2, Jason Tatum had a clear freaking lane to the dunk, and then just decides to get on his bullshit again at the end and walks into a double team and couldn't get out of it. So we saw what happened. The same thing in the first 3 quarters happened in games 1 and 2. It's just the Celtics didn't take their foot off the gas. They start falling back into those old habits, and that's kind of just what it is.
I don't know. I disagree though. I feel like Tom Thibodeau, he got so much out of that group, right? That group was just Brunson and the guys,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like, and then you were up 2-0 against a dynasty Celtics team.
Not a
That's
dynasty. They've won
overachieving.
They've won 1 championship.
Okay, but
Slow
like,
down a
look
bit.
at that team though, from top to bottom, no weaknesses.
Good team, yes.
Can we
but like,
can we admit that?
good
I don't see a single weakness in that lineup except for the fact that Joe Mazzulla just loves chucking threes.
well, I think
That's
that,
the only weakness.
well, that their weakness is their mental, because the Celtics. It's not. I'm not necessarily saying they get rattled, but like the Celtics essentially don't. They play with their food. They love shooting the 3 ball. It's all they do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of what it is.
I'm saving this for podcast talk. I don't
What?
know why you guys are giving this away
Oh,
for our podcast.
sorry.
We're going to talk about it tomorrow too, so it really doesn't matter.
I want to stop because right now we have 12 people in the chat.
Okay.
We have 12 people watching. Whoever's watching, please comment in the chat where you're from, where you're watching us from.
Yeah.
We also got 55 of y'all watching on Twitter right now.
Oh, that's amazing.
Shout out y'all.
Please comment down below. I want to know where you guys are watching us from. Who's your favorite The Floor Spacer podcast co-host?
No, we're not doing that.
We'll do a poll.
No, we're not. doing
Who's
the
your
poll.
favorite?
Whatever you do, don't say who your favorite is.
Who's your least favorite, and why is it Antoine? I guess that's what it is.
Drop down who is winning this year's NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's a,
And who is winning the draft lottery down below.
that's a good one.
Down below.
Oh, we even see what Alex said. Alex said-
David
Your
Gonzalez.
mic is deafening the
My
hell out
mic
of me,
is
yeah.
peaking.
What's going on, Dave?
David's watching from CT. What's going on, Dave? Dave, are we getting to win tonight or what? Tell these guys, put these guys in their place. He's a non-believer. He's a never believer. I'm the believer.
I got to show y'all on stream, actually.
Oh, that's David from FDU, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
David
Yo,
Gonzalez.
David G, what up, boy?
He's that's late news. We said it was David Gonzalez.
No,
We
it just
weren't
I just processed it.
I got to
Okay.
show y'all on stream. I had a tweet go viral earlier today. So
Okay.
we'll obviously talk about this on the show tomorrow. But on the screen, you'll see Giannis Antetokounmpo is reportedly intrigued by the idea of playing in a state with no income tax.
Yes.
So what is it? What is a state, Geo, that is notoriously known for no income taxes?
Florida?
The other one,
Tell me.
South, big,
Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
So I tweeted down, I just said, bro, if Nico just had 4 months of freaking patience, he would have had the easiest Luka for Giannis swap of all time. And so far, I tweeted that at 1:40 p.m. It's got 188,000 views, got 9K likes.
Wow.
Yo,
It's crazy.
why are you so him, bro?
So
really trying to be like you.
Windy
Isn't it?
was on Get Up this morning, and he did mention 2 Texas teams as being the prominent destinations, and they are every other team in Texas but the Dallas Mavericks,
Yeah.
which is the Spurs and the Rockets. Because
Could you imagine Wemby and
Alex said the Spurs.
Alex said
Spurs are
Spurs.
getting Cooper Flagg. No.
wow, and
No.
Giannis.
No.
yo, Alex
And
is coming out with some
Giannis?
crazy statements right now.
No.
bro.
The team getting Cooper Flagg is this team right here, the Brookline Nets. It's just gonna happen, you know. But look,
Yeah,
I'm terrified. The entirety of the fate of my favorite basketball team and my basketball fandom directly rides on what goes down in the next half hour of my life.
yeah, and then also Shams nonchalantly tweeted that Giannis requested a trade without saying he formally requested a trade.
No, he really didn't. He just said that he's open to looking at other destinations, which is, you can make the argument that that's the case, but it's just like, I don't want to go too overboard with that, because he could very well just deep fake it and sign an extension in the next like month or so. So we honestly have no idea. But Kev said he's trying to be like Gio, bro.
And Gio should go first round.
Let's go. Yo, Brooklyn, take me first round.
No, we're gonna send him to the Knicks.
Don't do that. That's just
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, that's why I'll dunk you outside right now. Yeah, can we get the camera and show
Oh,
me
yeah.
dunking on him right now outside?
We could, but like,
Listen,
why,
no,
why
we're
would the
not
viewers
doing
want to see that?
Oh,
Like,
they want to see that. Yo, comment down below if you want to see that. How many
On
people are watching
on
right
my
now?
basketball hoop outside?
13 people
thir-
watching.
13.
13 in the YouTube. We got like 60 in the Twitter feed.
That is
so.
beautiful. We love that.
But yeah, if you guys are new around here, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 6K by the conclusion of the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
We also do have a Discord server. Link is in the it's in the description. And if y'all want
fill
to,
that up.
if y'all want to, you can. I'll put it in the pinned comment below.
Fill up the Discord. We're open to talking to anybody. Please spam Gio messages on his Discord. So you keep him up at night. Please spam Gio. So
Yeah.
you keep him up at nighttime where he has to put his phone on Do Not Disturb.
I do, actually.
But please spam him.
No, don't spam me because I'll probably be either sleeping or watching the latest show that came out. What shows are you guys watching? Very off topic.
I
but-
need to finish White Lotus still, and I want to start.
Putting the link in. I'm putting the.
I want to start
thing in
Last
the
of
chat.
Us.
Okay.
Those are both Max shows.
I just finished Severance.
Oh,
Apple TV.
my guy!
Outstanding show. Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Didn't I tell you about Severance or no? Did I
Nah,
mention Severance to you?
I don't think so.
Check
Wow,
and show
okay,
it.
we
I
just
can
really
put it
good.
in here.
We gotta talk Severance. That's
No,
not-
yeah, we'll talk that later. Right
that's-
now, we gotta talk basketball though.
you caught. So you caught up on you watched up to like right now the season finale that happened 2
I
weeks
watched
ago.
the whole thing. Yeah,
Severance.
I watched it in less than a week.
Severance is a bang.
No, yeah, it
show.
is.
You're more,
Deep-
you kind of give me binge watch vibes, Gio.
Oh, definitely. I don't
Yeah.
watch shows at all, but when I do, I watch.
Severance
I'm not a
is
big TV show guy.
bingeable
Yeah.
show.
Me neither until I get into it.
I haven't committed to a TV show since like pre-COVID. That's how long it's been for me.
Mm.
And I just when we went on the cruise a couple years ago, I just rewatched it on the plane.
Yeah, I want to watch Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's on Apple TV Plus too.
They just renewed it, right?
They did. They brought it back over outrage because they concluded it.
Ah, fair.
Yeah, it was supposed to be done after season 3, I think, and then they brought it back because fans just didn't want it to die.
Kevin said I'll step out of retirement to play Antoine.
I mean, that was supposed to be part 2
Yeah,
of the docu series, I guess,
need
if
to
you
see
wanna call it that.
Bro, I will pay to watch. I will.
Would you?
Pay per view.
that'll be a Floor Spacer pod episode.
I'm gonna
or
put the
li- or
Discord server
live.
as the pinned comment in the chat right now.
All right, so it's about to turn to the top of the hour. The ESPN stream should go live of the draft lottery, but we know that they don't actually get into the actual envelopes till like 7:15, 7:20, because right now they are probably drawing the balls out of.
I'm gonna start putting
The-
this up for you guys.
Yeah,
to see.
I have it here as well. They start drawing the balls out of.
Just turn it
the
off.
machine.
Turn it off for your thing in case you're ahead. We'll just leave it on this.
Yeah, that's
screen.
fine.
It's on ESPN. You said.
It's ESPN.
All right.
See, do you guys know how the draft lottery works?
I do know how the draft lottery.
Do you want to
works.
tell Gio so
Yeah,
he is
please tell me.
aware?
I don't know. I'm
So
casual.
basically, have you ever watched like at night, just like they reveal the Powerball and stuff like that,
No.
where the balls come up from the machine and they, it reveals the numbers and stuff like that. That's essentially a it's a form of how this draft lottery works, and essentially, they're only picking lottery balls for the top 4.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you have the 10th best odds. Let's say you're in the 10th spot. You can only stay in 10, go back further, or move into the top 4. So if you're in 10th, you can't go to 5. You can't go to 6, stuff like that. But if 11th and 12th both get into the top 4, you're falling back to 12. So that's why there's a lot of implications. Like we saw this last year where Detroit had the worst record in the NBA. They had 14 wins.
Right.
And 4 teams behind them all got into the top 4. So they fell back to 5. That was the second consecutive year that happened. So you lost out on Wemby and you lost out on Zachary Risache and Alex Sarr and all those guys. And, that's just the unfortunate reality of the situation. So,
Wow.
yeah, we're going to sign
Okay.
in.
Interesting.
Anthony, are you signed in on your account here or should I just put it into mine?
You could do either or. It should be signed in.
I'm on the floor space one. Do you want me to put it in your personal one?
You could.
Let me just open that, then it'll be a lot
Yo, stop
easier.
picking your nose.
I'm
bro.
not. I am actually
Bro's
The
getting
side of my
exposed.
nose is
Bro, we're live, bro.
White
We're live.
itchy.
He
We're
can't
live.
edit this out, bro.
Bro, I don't even edit it out when he does it on the pods, bro. Let's be
yeah, I
honest.
know, right?
Yeah, you're not signed in. So
Okay,
I'm just gonna,
I'll walk over to you.
yeah, come do that.
Oh,
So we
it's
can
not
get it
loading on my
prepped.
laptop.
Yeah, don't put it on your laptop because I don't want you to spoil it for us if you're ahead.
And maybe they are.
Yo, Kev asked. He asked me a question. Let me just answer that real quick.
Hey, feel
He said the question is, who would be your favorite player if Westbrook wasn't a player?
I think I know your answer.
What do you think?
We talking about currently in the NBA?
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey.
No.
Ooh, I thought it was.
I would actually be an Anthony Edwards fan.
Ah, fair.
I think when Westbrook retires,
Make sure you mute it.
I'll hop on the Anthony Edwards bandwagon
Oh, it's already muted.
because they kind of have the same play style.
And then you want to just turn the monitor around.
Sure. We're turning the monitor around.
I'm gonna whack this up on my computer as
Wait,
well.
so what time does it start?
It starts now.
Right now, but
Oh,
they just interview the players, the draft prospects, and then they will announce the people that are representing each team, and then Deputy Commissioner
Mark Tatum.
Mark Tatum will be the one announcing the picks from the envelopes, the infamous envelopes, as the Knicks fans know way too well.
I have a bit of a prophecy to share with y'all today.
go.
So, you all know how Cooper Flagg has been touted as the next great American prospect since Zion Williamson, right?
Okay.
So, the last time that we saw this kind of prospect from America happen, the Pelicans won the lottery, and the representative was their head coach. So tonight, Cooper Flagg, the Brooklyn Nets head coach, is representing, but so is the Spurs. So I'm scared. I'm very scared.
So,
We have
so is Charles Lee.
yes. So we have 9% odds to.
You're very superstitious, Tyler.
I'm very superstitious. Like I said, it would certainly not surprise me if we see the Knicks and then the Nuggets go through, considering that a defending champion and an MVP in that same season hasn't gotten out of the second round since 2019, when Giannis won MVP, got to the conference finals and lost to Toronto, and when the Warriors obviously won the 2018 title and then lost in the finals to the Raptors. So that's essentially what it is. So both of those prophecies started off with the Raptors knocking them out. They knocked out the MVP and the defending champs.
Right.
And then they lost in the second round in the bubble. So is there any, I'll ask you, Gio,
Yeah.
what are some destinations that you want to see Cooper Flagg in and why? And what are some destinations that you don't want to see Cooper Flagg in and why?
mean,
There's got to be
I
some.
don't care, honestly. I really don't care where he goes. I mean, it'd be cool if he was in New York because then I can go watch.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that would be cool. But I don't really care. I just don't want him to go to a team that would be overpowered, like the Thunder. That's where I don't want
He
to see
can't.
him. Huh?
He can't.
What do you mean?
The Thunder's pick, the Sixers pick is top 6 protected.
Oh, so they can't get number one.
Correct.
Okay, I got
The
you.
only team that can jump into number 1 is
Spurs.
the Spurs
yeah.
with the Atlanta pick and the
Toronto.
Rockets with the Phoenix pick.
Rockets. Okay.
So
I mean, Rockets would be kind of nice.
Rockets would be cool, but like I'd be pissed off because we basically traded that pick to get our picks back, and we didn't tank well enough. If that's the case, to me, if we don't get into the top 4, it's not only a failure, but we're also probably trading for Giannis, and that would just genuinely, I'll be really sad. I just don't want to fall backwards, man. I'll be so sad.
Can you go to the Bulls?
He can.
He can. Yes.
They have like a 3% chance, but I guess because like it's possible. But we saw that happen last year,
Right.
so I don't know, man.
Yeah. So the reveal is in 11 minutes. I was right. Close to 7:20.
Yeah.
7:15. Okay. The panel is Bob Myers. Who's that? That's Jay Billis,
Yep.
Perk, and Kevin Nagandi.
Where did Shams go? I saw
Shams is the reporter on the side. They will pan to him after a few times.
So yeah, obviously, that now is y'all's time to mute Shams' notifications for the next little time
Yeah,
being,
I'm on DND.
and yeah.
There's nothing there. But
Yeah.
chat,
What
11
time-
people in the chat.
What time's your reveal at? Like,
It says 11:15.
okay, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Yeah, it says 11:12, 11:11,
Let me
11:10.
let me refresh.
The PC might be a little quicker.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about that.
Definitely.
What's it at right now?
11 minutes flat right now.
I'm at 11:10.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So
yeah.
I might pause your thing for a little bit just to keep it in line.
You could.
So what time is y'all's at right now?
Oh, it's at 10:50, 10:49, 10:48.
Am I over the thing, right?
You are in on the YouTube channel. You were in the YouTube channel. You were in the Floor Spacer YouTube. Now you're in
The stream.
the stream. It is
All right.
lagging though. Now we're at 10:25.
I'm gonna pause it and then I'll resume it when mine's in line.
We're at 10:24.
Okay, so I'll resume mine when it gets to 10:20. I'll resume yours when it gets to 10:24.
Yo,
We got let's say Craig Head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Craig
Craig
had.
Are they going to show the TV coverage? Unfortunately, we can't because we'll get copyright claimed
Dang.
beyond belief.
Yes.
All right, so I resumed yours.
I wish we could.
We cannot. We will tell you what happens
Yeah.
though, and if you can also tune into ESPN if you have ESPN anywhere.
We
Yeah.
should just show it anyways. Yeah.
I would love to, but
We could, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's impossible.
when I used to stream like back during the pandemic, I accidentally showed something from
Yeah.
ESPN and I got a channel strike. So
Oof.
we're not going to want to do that.
Okay.
But
Alex muted his stuff as well. Thank you.
yeah,
We're glad you're with us right
go,
next to me and Gio, watching the monitor in front of us.
no, we muted
damn.
Shams, I think.
Oh, he muted Shams. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Keep him on the low.
So
They are showing the Brooklyn Nets right now. 9% chance to win a lottery. I said that before.
what time are you at?
9:26.
What the hell? How are you still 20 seconds ahead of me?
I think probably because it
I'm
now
gonna-
automatically goes to live.
Should I just duplicate the monitors over here so I can
Go
see
ahead.
also?
Yeah, do that. That is perfectly fine. 10 people in the chat. Let us know where are you guys watching from. People that have not commented already.
Actually, no,
Our mods
I have a better
specifically.
idea. I have a better idea. Let me actually.
Who's winning the lottery? Who's winning the NBA Finals this year?
Wait, how tall is Dylan Harper? He looks kind of tall. Right?
Dylan
So
Harper's like
he was supposed to be 6'6", but they measured him at 6'4" during the combine.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's up with that?
They
Who's
always
that guy
measure
standing next
people.
to him?
that's Ace Bailey.
Okay.
Am I in the thing on your thing?
Now you are.
Can I escape to full screen?
Go ahead. You escaped.
Okay, I'm gonna drag this back here real quick. It won't let me.
Who's better, Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper?
Dylan
we think?
Harper. for
Dylan Harper
sure.
as of now, but Ace has the potential.
He said what you want, Antoine.
Hey, Mr. Mod Man. Is Boston getting the number one overall pick or what?
Boston's going for a championship.
Or are they going to get whooped tonight in the Garden, where we're going to be whacking weeds
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
because we're in the Garden? What do you think of the Celtics and their title chances from Caleb's Cooler?
Ooh, I like this question.
Ooh.
Ooh, Caleb's Cooler. Thank you for that. We will gladly talk about the Celtics. So, Caleb, they are my finals champion. If you have tuned into the podcast episodes before, so yeah, I'm still standing by that. I believe the Knicks will collapse 2-0 in the lead tonight.
He's a Knicks fan, by the way.
I
No
am a
faith.
Knicks fan, but I'm a realist.
Yeah, you have no
I am
faith,
a
bro.
no, because every game we start, we're down 10 already in 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Why that should not be happening?
You guys got heart.
I am a realist. We have heart, but I'm a realist. This is gonna go 6.
I mean, heart's a strong word. You have Josh Hart. That's kind of about it.
You're such a
All
funny
right.
guy, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, my guy.
Oh, you just moved something into our screen.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, but the Celtics, yeah, they were my pick too to win, and I'm gonna stand on that.
They were not my pick to win the whole thing. In fact, I have them losing in the conference finals to none other than the Indiana Pacers. So,
Yeah.
Ooh,
Do you want to move the? Oh, there. Now it's gone.
yep, I was just fixing it.
Got it.
Pacers are actually surprising me.
Bro, I've been talking about the Pacers since they lost the conference finals.
Tyler, you've been
Like
yeah,
I've been the Pacers' biggest supporter, the biggest stands.
yeah.
I've seen the light with them since they beat Milwaukee in the first round last year, and I still do genuinely think they were better in the Knicks series last year, and they wound up almost beating Boston in all 4 games and wound up choking every game in the last 2 to 3 minutes, which was pretty unfortunate because let's say they had won at least, let's say they did win those games, bro, they were not losing to Dallas. There was no chance. Because if you're good enough to beat Boston, you were 1,000% beating Luka.
Definitely.
So it's unfortunate. But yeah, guys, in the chat, what are y'all's thoughts on Boston? What do we think? What are we vibing with? Do we think Boston's repeating?
Yeah, Caleb. Follow up on your question. What do you think?
No, I mean, what do you guys think about Jason Tatum? Because like I feel like he's not showing me good signs, man. As a superstar, as a guy that was supposed to be like an MVP candidate, he's not showing me good signs whatsoever. So if you're a Celtics fan, like I'll be worried about.
What are your thoughts on that,
Tatum.
Antoine?
On what Caleb just commented?
No, on what
I just said.
on what Gio said about Tatum.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the first and second game was rough for him. I agree with you, and I don't know if that's just maybe just foot off the gas. It looked like that for a little bit in those first.
You would
two
hope
games,
that's
for
all
sure.
it is, right?
Yeah, but
Because he continues
look
to show
what
signs of
happens.
not being clutch.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
and
I mean, it goes hand in hand because he'll have these performances like this. But then again, bro has the most points in a Game 7 in NBA history.
That's a fluke game.
It really wasn't, though. He played phenomenal. At the end of Game 6, he found the spark and played really well in Game 7, and then played really well in Games 4, 5, and 6 of the Heat series, and then got hurt in Game 7. So there's not much you can really do about it. And then in the finals last year, yes, Jaylen Brown was the best player on the court, but at the same time, it's not like Tatum was playing bad. Like that's hard to. It's hard to make that claim if that makes any sort of sense.
Right.
But
Interesting.
Alex just said it will be Knicks Pacers. Tay-Bum will choke.
Yeah, man.
Tay-Bum is
honestly,
crazy.
Alex, I believe in you.
This man is definitely on the bandwagon of Tatum is better than or worse than Kawhi.
Yeah.
If he's a Clippers fan.
Caleb has said this is what people don't
agree with
get. I'm not worried at all about Tatum. Tatum will always do something if it's defensive in game 2 or a near triple double in game 3. Interesting.
I agree because like that's the problem with Tatum. I feel like everyone expects Tatum to do a very specific thing, but at the end of the day, does it really matter if the team wins? That's what I kind of am confused by because I feel like Tatum gets a lot more hate that other stars aren't getting. If that makes any sense.
Well, maybe because he doesn't show up.
But he does.
Bro drops like what did he have in games 1 and 2? A combined like 30 points combined in both those games. That's terrible. I don't care. You're a superstar. You're supposed to be the first option in your team, and you're dropping 30 points in 2 games.
In the
Be
first
better.
2 games of the Knicks series?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
me
had
know.
23 in game 1 and he had 13 in game 2.
Yeah,
What is
game,
that?
game 2 was a stinker.
So what's that combined?
36.
36.
36. Then he had,
Clifford also with a very interesting take took Celtics shooting 25 for 100 over 2 games to lose by a combined 4 points.
Yeah.
and that's why I'm not worried about Boston. Like that right there is pretty much enough for me.
Clifford, that is a very good take because I was saying that again, the Knicks always start off they're down literally 15 points within 5 minutes, and I'm tired of seeing 25 to 10 leads for Boston in the first quarter. I'm
Yep.
tired of it. I understand it's not how you start till you finish, but I'm tired of early leads because then we have to claw back. And games 1 and 2 were fun to watch, but the clawback is just not necessary. If you show up to play every single quarter in the playoffs, which you're supposed to do, it's your job. It's great for a story, yeah. Like the comebacks are great, but I'm tired. Like every quarter counts, not just the third or the fourth quarter, the first and the second quarter. You don't want to be down 25. Look what happened yesterday to Cleveland. The whole game was a wash after halftime.
Pretty much.
You know,
Caleb said the Celtics have the most loaded starting 5,
Right.
or 4 of the 5 in our starting lineups have been second or first options. Tatum doesn't have to do everything, and that's again, depth is so important even in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Because Tatum doesn't have to do sort of everything all at once. Like, could you imagine the relief if Jokic had Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Al Horford in his starting lineup with him? Like, obviously the starters he has, they can show up at that level, but they're very inconsistent. And that's really the main issue. We'll see MPJ have a game with 25 points,
Right.
and then the next day he'll drop 3. And, you just can't have that even when he is healthy. So,
yeah, and listen,
I don't know. What are you gonna say? Anthony?
we always talk about the Celtics. This offseason will be massive because point guards can be on the move. If they get a true point guard that's the same age as Tatum or Brown, that's wraps, I feel like. Trae Young, John Morant, LaMelo, whoever's on the block, they want to get. We've been saying Ja's the person for a long time now.
yeah.
So
We're going to interrupt real quick. Mark Dielli from the NBA is bringing the teams to the podium. So we have the official lottery stuff.
Yes.
So I'll announce to you guys after every pick which goes through, and then I'll let you know who goes into the top 4 and what not. So just to keep it sort of organized so we're not talking over each other.
yeah.
So if you guys are in the stream, be sure to drop a like, boosts the algorithm up for us, really supports us out. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And we're just about ready to go. Mark Tatum getting ready to release the first team in 14th slot. I'm very scared. It's just got real. So the San Antonio
Imagine the
Spurs
Nets,
remain
bro.
The San Antonio Spurs remain in 14th, so the Atlanta Hawks losing that pick wound up being A-okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
13th is supposed to go to Atlanta from Sacramento, and it will go to the Atlanta Hawks.
Are you ahead?
I might be a little bit
He is
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you slow it down?
I'll slow
for
it
us a
down.
little bit?
Yeah.
Slow it down for us.
Yep.
He just showed the Hawks.
Okay. All right. I'll give it like maybe 5 or so seconds. The 12th place spot is supposed to go to the Chicago Bulls. We're just waiting on that to show up.
And it does.
It is indeed the Chicago Bulls.
Okay. So far, it's going the way it's supposed to. No
11th is supposed to be the Dallas Mavericks. So we'll see if the Mavs can either jump into the top 4.
Oh.
The Dallas Mavericks have jumped into the top 4. The Blazers
Wow.
have the 11th pick. So maybe some Nico rigging action, stuff like that,
No.
could wind up being good. The Houston Rockets do remain in 10th place. So that was a good trade, Sean Marks. I'll give you credit for that.
Wait, I don't understand.
Dallas
that.
in the top 4.
We have
How
a
does
new
that work?
It's the way the
the way
balls,
the balls
come
work.
out of the machine.
What if,
in a shocking turn of events. The Toronto Raptors have the 8th pick, which means the San Antonio Spurs
Our top.
get in. So the Nets could wind up here. Please no. Oh, no.
No way.
The Nets got the 8th pick.
no.
Let me see. The Nets got the 8th pick.
This is
Oh.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Dang, bro.
What?
Feels bad, Tyler. Tyler, do you need a
Oh
hug?
my goodness.
I knew this was going to freaking happen.
New Orleans in 7th. San Antonio is in the top 4.
The six-
Alex, your prediction
No.
for Coop going to
The-
San Antonio
the s-
is a lie.
The Sixers jumped into the lottery.
Oh my God.
That just killed my whole mood, man.
Yo, your worst enemy. Bro. Look
What?
at Jared McCain shaking his head. Yo,
The Wizards fell all the way to 6,
wow.
Wizards at 6.
and the Jazz in 5th. So the
Good picks,
top
man.
4 is the Dallas Mavericks, the Philadelphia 76ers, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Charlotte Hornets.
Wow. Wait, who's that representing
What?
Utah?
That's the co-owner, Ashley Smith.
Okay.
What? What is this top 4?
Yeah, it's weird.
You're rewarding Philly and Dallas?
Look, man. That's not. They
What?
just pick out of a they pick out of a hat.
That was about
Right, guys?
that was
That's
about
what
as
they do.
worst case of a scenario as it could have got for us.
Maybe this is fake, and this is like
Giannis Antetokounmpo, get ready to learn Barclays, buddy.
So, GL,
Yeah.
every lottery team has a certain amount of 4-digit codes, and 4 balls come out of the machine to create that code.
Yeah.
So, whichever code lands first out of the machine gets the number 1 overall pick.
okay. I'm not
And
gonna lie to you,
so
bro.
on and so forth. It follows 1 to 14.
The more you explain it, the more I don't understand what's going on. So just stop.
Well,
I don't get it.
Whichever team has the code that comes out first, and then so on and so forth of the 4 digits, it follows the order.
Okay.
So Brooklyn's code came out 8th instead of first.
Yeah.
Second, third.
It didn't. It
I don't
didn't.
get
It's just
No.
It's just Brooklyn didn't get into the top 4, and because 2 teams behind us got in, we fell back to 8.
I have a theory.
Okay.
What's
All
the
right.
theory?
Theory is Nico Harrison. He traded away Luca.
Yep.
Adam Silver told him to do it. He said, if you do it, you get top 4.
I think they're gonna win the
He's
lottery.
Think they're gonna win?
They're gonna win the lottery.
If
Yep.
they win the lottery, I
It's
think
rigged.
that actually happened.
You know, they had a 1.8% chance to win the lottery.
No way.
Alex said, "I think I'm going to be sick." Me too, man.
Alex Coburn said W. Nico. No.
Bro, you're telling me that the San Antonio Spurs are gonna get another top 5 pick?
Bro.
You're telling me they're gonna walk out with either Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe, or Ace Bailey? Like what the hell?
You gotta be pissing
That's
me, bro.
wild. That's
And they
fucking
could move for
crazy.
Giannis.
They're not going to move for Giannis.
Wait on it to see.
No, because if they win the lottery, they're not trading Cooper Flagg.
Clifford said W theory. I'm assuming to G.
Right? Thank
Yeah.
you, Clifford.
Look, all 4 of these theories make sense in the sense of obviously Charlotte just was the one team in the top 4 that survived. Philly, this maybe gives them insight to trade Embiid. We obviously already went over Dallas, and then Wemby, Cooper Flagg, or basically whoever the hell you want to draft.
Yeah.
That's just insane, bro.
Yeah.
I think if San Antonio gets 4, they're going to trade the pick. But if they get top 3, they're keeping that thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want Sean Marks fired, bro.
All right, so if we're looking at Tyler's 8th pick, he's looking at in a pretty good crop of players. We're assuming Ace is gone, VJ is gone,
Oh, for
Harper's
sure.
gone, Flagg's gone, Trey Johnson, Fears. You're looking at Con Kneppel. You're looking at Derek Queen. You're looking at Jace Richardson. You're looking at Kaman Malawach. You're looking at Asa Newell. That's kind of
Right.
the ring of players around that top.
And
that
guess
bottom
what?
10.
I don't know a single one of them.
You don't know Con Kneppel? That
Who
was
the hell is that?
Cooper Flagg's teammate. And
Yeah.
really good player, but
He's a good player?
it's not really.
Not really good.
It's not an oomph.
Okay.
The biggest oomph of those players named is probably Malawach
Do you
or
see
Derek Queen.
do you see star potential in any of those players you just named, or do you see like
Oh, man.
a good role player? What do you think? What do you see?
Well, if the Nets want to build the backcourt, they could probably take Yakuchonis.
Alex said, "I've never prayed for Charlotte to win more in my life." Honestly, that's I think out of all three teams in the lottery right now in the top four, I need it to be the Charlotte Hornets.
Yes.
Please, dear God, let it be the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, it should be.
Please, 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 please. It's going to be the Mavericks, but please let it be the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
I beg.
Caleb said, "I'm a Boston fan and Anthony is a New York fan. We should be scared of Cooper on the Sixers." That is 100%
I
correct.
don't want to deal with Cooper Flagg. Please,
Nope.
I don't want to play him 4
Yikes,
times a year, bro. I just don't.
Well, Charlotte, too. We don't want an East.
Well, I mean, Charlotte's not making. Let's be honest, Charlotte's not making the playoffs
No.
for a long time.
But
Yo.
if it's San Antonio, I would be happy. It depends.
No,
I'm not happy with Dallas or
bro,
Philly.
bro, San Antonio again.
I am not happy with Dallas or Philly.
They won the lottery when David Robinson got hurt.
Yeah.
They're gonna win the lottery again when Wemby gets the blood clot. Come on.
That's yuck.
Cooper
Yeah.
Flagg is sitting there awaiting his fate. They're about to reveal the top 4 in just a moment.
Yeah.
Ay, ay, ay.
In the meantime, Mini
Top-
Trey says, "Gio, Russ is hooping these playoffs." Shout out to you, Mini Trey. Let's go.
Damn right.
Thank
bro.
you for the Russ love. We need
Tyler
it.
was not expecting below top 5. I'm pretty sure.
I said we were gonna get 8.
Oh,
Did you
really?
say that?
After Mikal Bridges got the game-winning stop, I said that 8th pick on Monday is gonna hit the worst thing ever.
Caleb's cooler said all of a sudden the Luka trade makes more and more sense. Well,
Ugh.
Caleb, you can't really predict the lottery.
Bro,
But-
the Mavs could have just waited, bro.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see what Mark Tatum,
Top 4.
4th overall.
So Cooper Flag drops to 8.
No, Gio.
No, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh, bro.
4th is Charlotte. I'm assuming from Tyler's
Wait,
reaction.
hold on.
Dude,
Wow.
you gotta be kidding.
That is insane.
You gotta be joking, bro.
Who's 3rd?
3rd is gonna be the 76ers.
What?
Okay, so they get like Ace Bailey or
No
Yeah.
way.
It's either San Antonio or Dallas. 2nd was San Antonio.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yo.
the Dallas Mavericks
So the
have
theory-
won the first overall
Look at him
pick.
fake clapping they didn't just rig this whole thing.
Wow.
Look at him
Shit's
fake
rigged,
clapping.
bro.
He's acting.
What?
That's all acting, bro. They put their best actor up there. Yo, you saw Cooper Flag? He does not want to go to Dallas.
Cooper
bro.
does not want to go to Dallas.
Cooper was like this.
He was fake clapping. He does not want to go to Dallas.
does not.
Look at his face. He looks so upset.
He's like, damn.
what?
He's like, that's worst case scenario, bro.
That is
Wait,
Harrison.
so that is the 4th lowest odds to ever win the lottery in NBA history.
Yeah.
Insane.
Since 2014, over a decade ago.
To have less than a 2.8%.
Yo, Caleb Schooler said all of a sudden these Luka trades make more and more sense,
Yeah.
and it's so true.
Wow.
Now we understand. We understand it now.
No,
That's
you
the
can't
craziest
predict the
shit.
lottery.
Honestly, Nico,
That's
this might have
wild,
been the
bro.
best move. If we look back at this 20 years later, this might have been the best move by Nico Harrison. Trading away Luka, getting Cooper Flag. If this pays off, if Cooper Flag leads them to
Gio.
finals and
This is everything I need to know that the league is rigged.
Gio.
That's
Gio.
everything I need
Gio.
to know.
Gio, you can't predict the lottery.
what?
The lottery's unpredictable.
No, but they're not they're-
Trading out Luka?
No, but they're not. They're because what makes
saying
it
it's
sketchy is that you don't see the balls. Pause.
Exactly.
You don't see any
Yeah,
of
that's
it.
weird.
You don't see a single thing. You don't
What's
see
that
any
about?
proof of
No.
concept
We
whatsoever.
have to talk about that.
There are
gonna talk about it tomorrow.
the only
Yeah.
people that are in the room are representatives from the league, the team, other reps from the teams, and
Yep.
a few media members, probably just Shams, Chris Haynes,
Right.
whoever it is.
Right.
So here is the full order from 1 to 14. So the Mavs have the first pick.
That's insane.
The Spurs have the second pick. Philly in 3rd. Charlotte in 4th. Utah 5th. Washington 6th, New Orleans 7th, Brooklyn 8th, Toronto 9th, Houston 10th, Portland 11, Chicago 12, Atlanta 13, and San Antonio in 14th.
That's insane, yo. San Antonio's set. Who do you think San Antonio's picking?
They're
Second
taking.
pick.
They're picking
Ace?
They're picking Dylan
They're-
Harper
No, they should pick Ace.
because I think they're most like I feel like if they want to get a star, Stephon Castle's collateral, or they could just trade this pick.
They
There's
could
a chance they could.
literally the Nets could move up to 2, easily.
What do you think? Would you like that?
I'd do that.
You do that?
I'd do that. Yeah. I'd give them.
You
I'd
pr-
give them this pick, and I'd give them this and 25 to move up.
They
yeah.
could easily. They don't need to draft Dylan. If they don't like Ace Bailey, or I mean VJ would be nice too.
I'm not as high on Ace Bailey as other people.
Yeah, if they don't want Ace, they could trade that pick away.
I think Ace would be a better fit for the Spurs than Dylan Harper if they were to draft that pick, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
I mean, it depends on what you want to do.
The Nets could easily give them Cam Johnson. Move away from him. Nick Claxton. They could probably take on some other collateral that San Antonio has, like role players.
Damn, this was genuinely the worst case scenario for the Nets.
Mm.
That's actually like diabolically bad.
And now you're throwing Cooper Flagg into this mess that is the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, look, man.
So Adam Silver thinks that this is good for the league.
Well, no, look. Technically, Adam Silver had nothing to do with who gets picked. Technically,
We don't know.
right?
We don't know.
In
So
theory,
Alex just said Cooper knows he's getting traded to Boston after 3 years.
yeah, that's insane.
That's great. Oh man, that's crazy.
Wait,
dude.
was there a point in an episode where we said Dallas could get number 1 overall pick and we would not be shocked if it happens?
Yeah, we said that.
Caleb's corner said Mavs starting lineup is looking hella scary now. You can't even lie.
I mean,
do
when
you think?
healthy, because you're gonna be without Kyrie for pretty much most of the season.
But think about
So-
it. Kyrie, who's the shooting guard?
Right now,
Clay.
Clay.
yeah.
Kyrie, Clay, Coop.
Well, who's gonna
Davis.
Who's gonna run the point guard for now though? When Kyrie's not
Well,
playing, that's the
Assuming he's healthy.
well, he's not though. He has
No.
torn ACL.
You're going to have to run Max Christie
No.
or sign somebody.
So a point guard with Klay Thompson, Cooper Flagg, presumably.
have
at the
Dinwiddie,
3.
no?
They do, but I think he's a free agent at the end of
Okay.
the season. I'm not sure. You have Cooper Flagg at the 3, presumably, and then it really comes down to what do you do with your centers. You're probably going to lose Gafford in the offseason, which is fine. So you just roll out with PJ, AD, AD Lively. PJ Washington sort of seems expendable now. I think you do probably trade him, to be fair.
I think so,
Let's
too.
also throw in the conversation that the worst teams this year were Washington and Utah,
Right.
and they both fell at 5 and 6. So tanking does not always
Well,
work.
tanking with the worst record. The worst record never wins the lottery. It hasn't happened for a long time. But we're seeing now where it's essentially, whatchamacallit, we're seeing now that whoever gets like, it's anywhere between like 3 to 6 gets like the best chance. And then every now and then you get a straggler at the back. And this to me felt very forced by Adam Silver. Because not like I understand the Luka trade could benefit Dallas from a basketball perspective. This destroyed them in a business perspective. So now essentially you get rid of Luka Doncic, you give the Lakers some sort of global star, and now you reward the Mavericks with the next great American prospect since Zion Williamson. And they're both now going to be in the same division, duking it out. They're probably going to be guarding each other in games.
Wow.
So
Might be
this
good
is
for the NBA.
ridiculous. Bro, the West is just so overpowered.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And
Like what-
specifically Texas, like the Rockets.
And bro, if Giannis goes to
Mavs.
OKC or Golden State, that's another star
Oof.
on the West Coast.
Exactly.
Like this is getting out of control.
Mm.
Really is getting
Yeah.
out
Very
of control.
lopsided NBA if this happens.
And the worst
I hope
part,
it doesn't happen.
and the worst part is that you have 2 teams right now in New Orleans and Memphis that are on a decline. They're the 2 teams that are going to get moved over to the East when the 2 expansion teams come around.
Right.
The West is ridiculous. Like how is this going to work in practice? I just don't see it happening.
Well, the only team that would have gotten the first pick was either Charlotte or Philadelphia.
Charlotte would have been fine. It would have wasted Cooper's career, but like, it would have
Right.
been okay. But I knew we were not going to get anywhere inside the top 4. I knew pretty much firmly from the start we were going to get the 8th pick, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. So,
You think it would have wasted Coop's career if he went to Charlotte?
Yeah, they're not.
kind of hyperbole, but I don't know.
It's
Really depends. They also have the injury bug.
the teams that are in the top 8. I would definitely did not want Dallas, San Antonio, or Philly. They're the top 3 teams I did not want in the top
You didn't want to
3.
see them over there. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And the
that's how
rest
cookie
of the
crumbles.
top 8 fell right below all 3 of them.
Yep.
So right now, San Antonio is 2 and 14. They're the last pick in the lottery and the second pick in the lottery.
I'm gonna turn the monitor back. around.
So wait,
The Nets picks as of now are 8, 19, 26, and 27.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, Antoine, but 19th is the pick we got from y'all from Milwaukee.
Yes.
One of the other 2 is from you, and the
Yes.
other one is from the Houston swap.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. So two high picks, 2 low picks. So Tyler's still getting 4 first-round talents added to his team. Regardless, but if they do trade up, it could be less than 4.
Oh, we're 1,000% trading the picks. Like, there's no way we're not. Like what are we doing
Brooklyn
here?
could easily move up to 3 to 4 to 2
Damn, man.
with their picks in this draft and give any of those top 3 teams the bottom picks of the first round. I think San Antonio is more inclined. Listen, Nico could Nico again and trade a number 1 pick to Brooklyn on
Yeah.
draft night.
yeah. Look what Caleb Schooler just said. He said the Mavs can sign D'Angelo Russell or Cam Thomas.
They can, yeah. Well, they're not going to get Cam Thomas because he's an RFA. We're going to match whatever he's offered. But D'Angelo Russell, take him.
Nico could
Take 'em.
Nico again and trade that number 1 overall pick on draft night to Brooklyn or
He's-
anybody else.
He is not trading that
He's
pick.
definitely not.
There's
Why
de-
would you trade
Why would
that?
you trade that pick?
Well, why would he trade Luka Doncic?
Because
Oh.
Cooper Flagg can defend. Like, he's a good defender. Luca cannot. Like,
I also think Cooper Flagg has a different mentality than Luka.
no.
Can we get a live cam to the Mavs front office right now and see what Nico Harrison's smiling at right now?
You're right.
He's probably sitting there like,
Can we get a live look?
that's crazy, man.
I think Nico's a mastermind. He had this planned out the whole time. He knew it the whole time. Just like Anthony. He knew it the whole time.
I knew it from the beginning. Because Adam Silver wanted Luka on the Lakers.
Yeah.
And he said, you get number 1 overall pick.
look,
Okay.
Tyler, I do feel bad for you though, bro. I really do. I wanted to see you happy today. I wanted to see you rejoice.
I knew it wasn't
And
going to
I'm
happen.
actually sorry.
Bro, this is
genuinely
like
sorry, bro.
I'm not getting into details, but this has been probably the worst spring of my entire existence.
Dang.
Listen,
Bro.
eighth is...
L Spring, bro.
We have 15 in the chat watching right now. What are your reactions to what we just
Yeah,
witnessed?
chat. Let us know. We have 15 of y'all on the YouTube chat. We got 138 of y'all on the Twitter feed. 140 now. Let us know. Well, like what are the vibes saying? I know a lot of my Nets people are here.
Is the draft lottery rigged?
Oh, bro, come on. You can't tell me this wasn't rigged for money.
Let's
You cannot
about
tell me.
this.
You cannot tell me that it's not. Like, it's crazy. Nuts.
Caleb said, "Are we reacting to Celtics Knicks?" You will see that tomorrow, Caleb.
Yeah, we're recording the podcast tomorrow. Recording episode 57.
We will not be watching the game live. We have our shorts and reels to film after this.
That would be
Get
fire
us,
though,
guys.
if we did.
Nice.
We
maybe
could.
like
They're
one
going
time.
live.
Yeah, I think during the finals we will do some
During
live
finals.
watching.
Yeah, we
That'd be
in the
fire.
finals.
And then I think what we're going to start doing now is move our full podcast episodes to Thursdays and just do live streams Monday nights.
Yeah, that's what, okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
for
going
it.
to be our new plan from now on.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So we'll change it. New episodes every Thursday, still 5, 6 p.m. And then we'll go live. Maybe not at 6 because Gio kind of rushed from work. So maybe live stream
Yeah.
around 7, 7:30. That might be a little bit easier.
I'll text you guys. Some days
Yeah.
is better than others.
We were expecting like not a lot of people here, and we're not to have a chat, but we have a chat and people, so we're very
Yeah.
blessed that you guys joined us
Thankful
today
to you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
and created conversation because you guys create our conversation in the live stream because
Yeah, it
we could
helps a
only,
lot.
all 3 of us can only talk for so long without rambling because
LeBron tweeted a bunch of laughing emojis.
Let me see.
see even LeBron knows.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm not surprised. Like, why is anyone surprised by any of this?
Listen,
Like I said, you can't tell me that it's not rigged for money. Like the way all of those things just piled on into one lottery. It sounds like Gio likes to use the word malarkey a lot.
yeah,
That's basically what it seemed like.
yeah.
So right now I have a list up here of the past. Let me actually move on to the stream graphic. So I have StatMuse open right now, and I have a list of all the previous 8th overall picks in the NBA draft. So I'll let y'all give me your thoughts on who the previous ones are and if they can be good for the Nets. So obviously 2024 was Rob Dillingham. So we don't
Okay.
know much about him. We know his upside and all that stuff,
Yeah.
everything like that. Jarris Walker was 2023. Again, he's
Oh.
on a stacked team, so it's kind of hard for him to get the minutes. Third, 2022, Dyson Daniels.
Very
So
good.
he's more of a niche player because he's a really good defender. It's not really based off of what the Nets kind of need.
Right.
2021, Franz Wagner can do everything except shoot the three at a high clip. So I guess, there's a diamond in the rough there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020, Obi Toppin.
That's our pick.
He's coming along.
So he's coming along really nicely. He's playing really well. 2019, Jackson Hayes. We'll just quickly move on from there. 2018, Colin Sexton had really good upside, just didn't really turn into the player that we had kind of hoped for him to be.
Or expected.
2017, Frank Ntilikina. We'll just move on from there.
Move on.
2016, Marquise Crisp. That's the Kings. It's okay. They don't draft well. 2015, Stanley Johnson. 2014, Nick Stauskas. 2013, the PCP dude, Contavious Caldwell Pope. I'm going to be honest, boys. There really hasn't been a good... The last good 8th overall pick, to be quite honest with you, was 2006 when the Rockets drafted Rudy Gay. And even he didn't really turn out to be a Hall of Fame type player anyways. Jamal Crawford was in 2000 by the Cleveland Cavaliers, but...
So the best pick of all time, best 8th pick of all time is Jamal Crawford?
Well, it just lists till 2000. NBA best 8th pick of all time. Let's see what pops up. We're Googling straight from here. It's Vin Baker, Rex Chapman, and Franz Wagner. That's actually really bad. I mean, Sam Jones was drafted 8th overall by the Boston Celtics, but that was 1957. Like, bro, what are we doing here?
Tyler, out of the players that I said to you, because we know the top 4, who out of those, like the guys that are late?
Can you repeat the names again? I forgot who you said.
Yeah, I can throw up the names because I kind of know how this draft will probably fall. It's always unpredictable, but it's compared to the NFL draft, there's a lot less wiggle room here to move around.
Yeah.
NBA draft prospects. So
let me know.
I said Con Kneppel. Con
Okay.
Kneppel was one that could be there at 8.
Right.
I said Derek Queen. I said Kasparas Yakuchonis.
Mm-hmm.
I said Kaman Malawach. I said Jeremiah Fears.
That's Malawach is who's mocked us right now on Tankathon.
Okay.
I'll actually open up this Tankathon thing on stream right now for y'all to see.
Yeah.
And
I said Fears, Trey Johnson, Derek Queen, Asa Newell, Jace Richardson.
Right now, in my honest opinion, I really would like us to draft Jeremiah Fears.
Okay.
It's really we need just a point guard, and more than likely is if we could if it's looking likely that we're trading for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm just admitting defeat here, and we might not even draft. We might trade this pick in either 19 or whichever pick in a future first, or Giannis is at least going to go for 3. So regardless of however many picks we give up for Giannis, it will certainly be less than what they gave up for Mikal, which is kind of funny.
Yep.
But man, this is depressing, man. This is really depressing.
It is.
This really sucks. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, man?
Hi, Bobby. Alex, bring back the ping pong balls. They do use ping pong balls.
But that's the thing. They don't show it. They don't
Yeah.
That's why it's so sketchy, and that's why it's so sus, and I don't believe them. There's no way you can tell me that the San Antonio Spurs won the 2023 lottery by luck. You cannot tell me that. There's no way in hell.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you they simmed it, and the Spurs wound up with the 6th or 7th pick, and they're like, nope,
I
3
think
picks.
it would be awesome if we could see it because it just adds for more drama for a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
But they're never going to do that. Caleb said Nico Harrison trades number 1 overall pick for Luka back. Interesting. Pelicans had a 6% chance to get Zion after trading Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then Alex said the Nets need Con, the Red Baron Kneppel. I would love Con Kneppel to the Nets. That's a very Swiss Army knife you could use. He plays all over the court. Loved watching him at Duke. He was the second fiddle to Cooper, of course. To Cooper Flagg, of course.
The second fiddle?
Yeah, Cooper was first. He was the second star on that team.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need a bona fide first option right now, and I think it really sucks, man. If San Antonio is willing to trade the second pick, I would be more than obliged to give them 8 and 19 to move.
Caleb's cooler. Caleb said, would you trade all of your first round picks for Derek White if you're the Nets?
I'll give him 1 first round pick.
Yeah.
I would 100% do that. I'd give them 25 or 26. I'm not giving them 19 or 8.
Yeah, I thought
Like if you're trading Jalen Brown, then maybe I would consider giving you 8, but I'm not. I'd rather just trade future first at this point because like the Nets fucked up this season in the sense that you couldn't wait for Jordy Fernandez because he was either going to be the Kings coach or he was going to get hired by someone else. And the problem is, you waited way too long to trade Dennis Schroeder. You waited even too long to trade Dorian Finney-Smith, and you kept Cam Johnson on the roster. Like, bro, like, could you imagine? Like, OKC would be in the conference finals right now if they traded for Cam Johnson. Like, his shooting is like really needed. And there were so many teams that needed 3-point shooting, yet we just kept him around for no freaking reason. He said, Bobby said Giannis is staying with the Milwaukee Bucks. I hope he does. I don't want him to leave.
Right.
Because
stay in the East, bro.
Wherever Giannis goes, you're going to trade so many picks. And, the Nets at least have the advantage of cap space where you can do what Detroit did last year, where they traded for the cap space. You take on the dead contract or whatever that may be. Because they signed Tobias Harris and Malik Beasley, they traded for everyone else.
Right.
And that's kind of like what it is.
Caleb. I love Caleb. It's Nick Claxton, but Nicholas Clayton is even better.
It's autocorrect. Every time I type in Claxton on Twitter, it does the same thing.
Nicholas Clayton is even better.
Nick Claxton for Holiday? I'm going to say no on that just because Holiday's maybe got 2 years left in this league.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Older.
I'd rather just not trade with the Boston Celtics right now.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm trying to just stack the West even more. Just, if we're even doing a sign and trade with Cam Thomas, get him out West because I know he'll have a 50-point revenge game against us.
The draft is next month?
The draft is literally 4 days after Game 7 of the finals.
Wow. Okay, so I want to go live for the draft as well. We're going to do that just for the first round. Maybe like for the first 20 picks because after that, it kind of gets, we don't know these guys. Depends.
I mean, we can do the whole first round.
I'm fine with the whole first round. That's fine. Because Tyler gets all of his 4 picks if he still has them by then.
I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, I love the draft. The draft is like I love just the drafting.
We got to bring Fetty on there.
Yeah, we could bring him on for the Raptors.
Said he wants to come on for
we can bring him on for the Raptors, of course.
Absolutely.
And then when free agency comes around, we'll figure that out the first day. But
yeah, man, the NBA not showing the process of the ping pong balls. It just dawned on me about half an hour ago. That's all I need to know. It's all I needed to see and hear to know that the NBA draft lottery is rigged.
Wow.
Am I salty? Yes. But is it also the truth? Pretty much. It could be. It seems likely.
Are you making that claim?
I'm making that claim.
How bad is that for the game?
Very. Because at the end of the day, it kind of goes back to what I was saying about why do these small market teams exist? What's the point? Like, and even for Brooklyn, we're a big market team, whether people want to admit that or not, we are. It's really not so about us.
Also, like
poor Washington. Like, Washington is in, like, their biggest hell this decade. And they just got shafted beyond belief.
Look at like last year's draft. The teams that got first and second were the small market teams, and they got two international players that no one really knows about.
Right.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Remember, it was a weaker draft class, and they didn't care.
Yeah.
So, and by giving like they're really selective too with their smaller market teams like San Antonio because they had the dynasty and all that stuff. When they had Robinson, they had Duncan, they were going to give them Wemby. We all knew this was going to happen. Like, it didn't surprise me one bit. So, do you see the Celtics trading for Giannis? And if so, how would that trade look like?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
The Celtics would have to get 50 balled in these next 2 games for them to even consider that.
Right.
But if you're the Bucks, why the fuck would you do that? It's bad enough that you accidentally gave them Drew Holiday without trading them Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
What I see Boston doing is trading for either Trae Young or Ja Morant, depending on how the cap works.
If you're the Bucks, honestly, I might not be against that. Think about it. If Giannis wants out, what team can you get back the most from? I think the Celtics have a bunch of assets.
Well, it depends on what kind of assets are you looking for? Players, picks?
Well, the Bucks need everything.
If you
players and picks.
It's OKC. Because OKC has the draft capital.
They do.
And they have the young players that they're going to have to pay in a year or two. Yeah. Let's say OKC flames out in these next 2 games, J-Dub's getting traded. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. He's getting moved. Because if you just were a first-time All-Star and you stink up the joint in the playoffs and you miss another second round, they're not going to trade SGA. He's got to get paid at some point if he's not already. So In turn, you would have to. Alex said Bucks trading Giannis for Cooper Flagg, AD and Giannis together. I mean, look, like I said, the Bucks. I mean, Nico Harrison missed his chance. Like he could have traded for Giannis, but the Bucks said no at the time. But now Giannis is considering moving elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Milwaukee, you're not trading Giannis without getting back Cooper Flagg, because why do you want AD? Why would you want Kyrie? Why would you want any of these guys? Like Cooper Flagg's the only one worth anything, essentially speaking.
Yeah. But listen, I'm tired of the draft lottery. I am tired of it.
It's BS.
Yeah, this is the third. This is the third year in a row. The worst records fallen to fifth.
The biggest scandal we know involved my team, and that's where it originated, being rigged with the frozen envelope, because David Stern hit the side of the sphere and dented the envelope, so the guy picking the envelopes would know that the envelope is dented to give to the Knicks. Because
who was first that year?
It was us, the Knicks.
Oh, you guys
got Ewing.
Oh, so yeah,
got Ewing.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about them screwing you guys over.
No, not for Zion. Talking about Zion, no.
Caleb said, someone said spacing goes down if they trade for Giannis. Yeah, Giannis.
The Celtics, yeah.
Giannis can shoot the mid range very well. You just can't shoot the three.
Yeah.
And that's his main downfall, really. Giannis needs to go to a team that's ready to contend and has depth. Like Giannis, if you trade Giannis to OKC, you're in business. But if you trade him to Golden State, Jimmy Butler and whoever is going, and then you're kind of left at square one. So, and even Brooklyn, like Brooklyn's not ready to compete for a championship right now. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And I fully expect Brooklyn, if they don't trade for Giannis, to tank again, because AJ DeBansta is going to be very, very good. I'm not going to lose hope just yet, because I did say we were going to win one of the next two lotteries. So, didn't happen this year. Let's just got to hope for next year. Yeah. I just don't know,
That's man. All you can do.
Next year's class, Tyler did say AJ DeBansta. I know outside of DeBansta, we have Carlos Boozer's son, who I love because I love Carlos Boozer.
You sure do.
Cameron Boozer.
Yeah.
Darren Peterson. Don't know who he is. We'll figure out this year when we watch, of course, the league, NCAA. And then DeBansta, we said, that's the high-profile guy.
Don't forget, Bryce James for good PR.
Ah, yes, Bryce James. It'll be his first year at Arizona this coming year.
Someone said Giannis not going to the Spurs. Yeah, they're not.
No.
I mean, to be fair, like San Antonio does not need another prospect. Like Wemby wants to go to the playoffs. I don't think you really need to rush this process with Dylan Harper. It's just not necessary. Stephon Castle can very much play the point guard, and you have Devin Vassell at the 2, or you just trade Devin Vassell and that pick for Giannis.
Don't forget De'Aaron Fox.
Oh yeah, what am I doing?
That's a crowded backcourt.
Yeah, no, there's no way in hell San Antonio's keeping that pick. There's no way, unless you're trading Castle, which you very well could do. Castle could be out the door.
Like Gio said, you take
Ace. But you don't have faith in Ace.
I mean, it's hard because I'm very high on Devin Vassell. So if anything, you could trade Keldon Johnson.
Because
Devin Vassell can play the 3.
Yeah, after Coop, you have Harper, you have Edgecombe, both guards. It's tough. And then your big man, of course, is you're not taking Malawach, you're not taking Derek Queen.
I'm taking Ace if I'm the Spurs.
That's literally what I would say.
I'm taking Ace.
At this current moment in time, like if you're drafting based on fit, obviously the Mavs will get Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
The Spurs, I guess, I think Ace Bailey makes the most sense. But if you are trading for Giannis, Castle's out the door, and you draft Dylan Harper, I think that makes the most sense. Then Fox can play off ball.
Every day I speak, the Knicks are down 10, 5 minutes into the game.
Wow.
I speak it into existence every single time.
To be fair, the Knicks are not a good home team.
No, that's exactly why.
And I was telling my dad about this the other day. That's why expensive ticket prices are not a flex, because the diehards can't afford it, or at least a lot of them can't.
Right.
So there's really it's just loud. There's really no atmosphere. The Knicks don't have that push that, let's say, Indiana does, or anything like that. Like when me and David went to the Brooklyn playoff game in 2021, we paid like $60 for our tickets, and it was against the Celtics. It was a good game. So that's what I just sort of don't understand with that. But yeah, back to what we were saying. So Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey, the Sixers. You have Maxey, you have McCain. So if Ace Bailey's taken by San Antonio, Philly's screwed, because you don't need Edgecombe and you don't need Dylan Harper. So
exactly.
I wonder if the Sixers would trade that pick if Ace Bailey goes at 2, because Ace Bailey would go at 3 to them. That would be their most ideal scenario, because then you can start him with Paul George at the 3 or 4 spot. Charlotte could. I mean, who's Charlotte's shooting guard right now? Do they even have one?
Brandon Miller.
He's a small forward.
Small forward.
So yeah, VJ Edgecombe makes the most sense for Charlotte. And then Utah really doesn't freaking matter.
Utah could take whoever they want.
Utah has a fetish for drafting inefficient shooters. So we saw Keontae George. What did he shoot, like 34% from the field?
Yeah.
They could take like
around that.
A Trey Johnson or Fears.
Gio, we have a comment from he said Jesus loves you.
Let's go.
W comment.
W comment.
So Caleb said, Gio, what team are you a fan of?
Where did he say that?
In the YouTube chat.
Yeah, it's in the YouTube chat.
What team am I a fan of?
He called you Gino, and then he called you Bio.
Gino and Bio. Gino, Bio, Gio, Knicks and 7.
No, that's funny. No, I'm a fan of. I'm a Westbrook fan. So I mean, I used to be an OKC fan back in the day when he was on the Thunder, but then I turned into a Russ fan solely because of Kevin Durant leaving the Thunder. Then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna rock with Russ wherever he goes, and so wherever he's gone, that's where I've been pretty much following for the past few years. So
Did you guys see?
I'm with the Nuggets right now.
Did you guys see Mariano's comment? He said, "Don't worry, trust Nico. Until the draft, he'll trade the number 1 overall pick and Derek Lively to the Lakers for the 2nd round pick and Shake Milton."
That's great. That's funny as hell.
All right, Alex, Caleb, Bobby, and ALX. Let us know where you're watching us from. You're very active in our chat. We'd love to know where you guys are watching us from.
Yeah, let us know. Also, if you guys are in the stream, even you two that are watching just to test the audio out, like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. We're only 13 subscribers away from 5,500. So get us there ASAP.
Yeah. Well, listen.
It's crazy, man. I knew Brooklyn. I knew I was going to see. I just had that feeling that the 8th pick was going to come up Brooklyn. This is why I'm wearing the hat, because I knew this was going to happen. This is a bad day. It's a bad season. This was a bad tank. And in the end of the day, our franchise is not saved anymore. So
Caleb said, disappointing to Gio's favorite team just to lose to Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, man.
How so?
That is my guy right there.
How so?
The Wolves,
my guy.
The Wolves have won like 7 straight games over the Nuggets.
That doesn't mean they're going to beat them this time.
Oh, I mean, bro, come on. Like
the difference is
the Nuggets look exhausted enough. If they wind up going 7 against the Thunder and winning, and the Wolves win in 5 against the Warriors, they're going to have like a week off.
Okay.
You know what Jokic does to Gobert every single time he sees him? Jokic is about to get supercharged.
What?
When he's Gobert
they
guarding
lost
him.
last year.
I know that, but the difference is they have Russ on the team now.
Can I say a quote right now from the Maverick CEO, Rick Welts?
Oh.
He just spoke to Ben Golliver from the Washington Post. He said, I'm the only person who was in this room right now, and the room 40 years ago. I was in charge of the NBA draft lottery 40 years ago when Patrick Ewing won.
Yeah.
I've been doing conspiracy theories stories ever since. This is very surreal, personally.
So he thinks it was rigged.
Who is this?
No, I guess he's just saying that.
Who is this?
This is the Maverick CEO, Rick Welts. He said, from the draft lottery, I've been the only person who's in the room 40 years ago. He was in charge of the draft lottery 40 years ago when Patrick Ewing won. He's been doing conspiracy. He's buying into the conspiracy theories.
And he's the Mavericks what?
He's the Maverick CEO.
That doesn't make any sense. Why would he buy into the conspiracy if he's the Maverick CEO?
Because he's happy.
That's a very interesting quote from the CEO. I don't know what he means by that. But
it's surreal because because think about it, right? He was in the room when Patrick Ewing won the lottery, and now he's the CEO of a team that just won the lottery. It's a full circle moment for him. So it's kind of cool, actually, that he kind of got to experience it from both sides.
I guess.
Seeing the conspiracy theories and then just seeing his team with a 1.8%.
Oh, yeah. I think he's saying he was in charge of Patrick Ewing. People were criticizing him of probably rigging it.
So is he saying it's not rigged?
He's trying, I guess indirectly
say it's not rigged.
So someone said dry snitching is crazy. Kyle said, I'm always 2 steps ahead. Mavericks. That's fair. Oh, man. They can't keep getting away with this, dude. It's just like, why? It doesn't make sense. Like, why does Brooklyn never get the benefit of the doubt? It's just, we'll never get the good luck. Yeah,
listen, I mean, Brooklyn, it was a very good spot to go if any of those top picks, too. I don't know why they would.
Here we go. We saw a tweet from Legion Hoops. The Spurs now have all the ammo needed to make a substantial offer for Giannis Antetokounmpo this summer.
Do it. And I think it would be dumb if they did do it.
Why though?
I think that's gonna take away from Victor Wembanyama. I think if you want him to be the superstar of the league, you have to let him be him without Giannis taking away possessions from him. You know, like
I think
keep the ball in his hands.
He's gonna keep the ball in his hands.
Yeah, but the thing is, Giannis is there, so he has to have. He demands to have the ball in his hands.
But that's in a scheme where Giannis has to kind of do everything. On San Antonio, if you have Giannis and Wemby playing the 4 and the 5, right now we're seeing the comeback of double bigs. Could you bro, imagine that? Giannis and Brook Lopez was good enough in the sense that Brook Lopez, when he wasn't slow as fuck, he could defend and everything of that nature. Giannis can defend.
Right.
Won a DPOY. Wemby is going to win numerous DPOIs.
Mm-hmm.
Put the two of them together, the fact that they both can drop 40 on any given night, this would be stupid for them not to do.
Yeah.
San Antonio should absolutely go for this.
Also, Dallas made the first overall pick.
You're not trading the first overall pick.
Listen, never say
no. They're not going to do that. This was their goal all along. That Dallas has gotten very fortunate in the past 2 times they were in the lottery. Because remember when they traded for Kyrie, they tanked away because the Knicks had their pick, but it was top 10 protected. Not only did you wind up drafting 10th, you were able to trade Kayson Wallace for Derek Lively. It was a win-win trade because OKC is great with Kayson Wallace on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. Yeah. That's why Sam Presti doesn't keep trading the picks, because the Spurs keep racking up these top 3 picks. Mm-hmm. It's quite hilarious that that the Paul George trade netted the Thunder both SGA, and they drafted J-Dub with that pick.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So
Caleb just said Jaylen Brown just broke Cat's ankles. Thank you.
Lovely.
Yeah, stop clapping.
Yo, Gia, we gotta clap it up, bro. We gotta clap it up for Jaylen Brown, bro.
It up?
Well, because you're not a Knicks fan right now.
I kind of am.
Listen,
do you want your prediction to be right?
I mean, yeah, but I'm still rooting for the Knicks. That's the home team. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny too? If the Celtics had lost Game 3, I would have started tomorrow's show by saying that I knew the Celtics weren't going to win based on your prediction.
Yeah. No, if you guys don't know in the chat, every single time I say, I got to go with my gut here, every single time it's pretty much the opposite. Whenever I go with my gut on any sort of pick, it's the opposite. That's what that's the trend for me, unfortunately.
Kyle said, if Giannis goes to the Spurs 2 years after they had the damn-ass worst team in the league, man. Also, Dragon Arcana said, can y'all turn the volume up? It's pretty quiet, even with full volume.
Yeah, we've been having audio issues since we started this last year. So I guess just you need to speak a little bit louder into the mic. Can
everybody hear us good? Because Alex told us we were really good when we started the stream. So we have not changed anything.
I mean, it really depends. Some people could be listening on headphones, speaker. It really depends.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if you're listening on your phone, it's a little bit hard to hear.
It possibly
Twitter
is.
people, if you also having trouble hearing us, let us know. But my Twitter is my noties are just blowing up from that Nico post I made earlier, and people are starting to turn on it now.
Wait, is our volume fully up over there?
Yeah. We'll have you look at it after we're done to kind of just take a look at it. Yeah. Also, by the way, we are recording this as well. This will go up on our Spotify tomorrow, and then our full pod will come up on Thursday.
Caleb said he can hear fine. Thank you, Caleb. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I think it just depends, really, to be honest with you. I don't know exactly what's the dealio with that.
We have 14 people. We've been at double digits for a good amount of while. This is more than I expected.
We're up to 100. Awesome. We're up to 177 people tuning in on Twitter.
Wow!
So shout out to Twitter people.
Are they commenting on Twitter or no?
Just tuning in.
They're just tuning in. Okay.
Because on Twitter you can pop it out and just browse the app and stuff like that. But yeah, this is sick, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Caleb. Shout out to
shout out to everybody.
All those people that's active in the chat as well. Shout out to you guys helping us out, helping us to keep conversation.
Also, shout out to our mods, Kevin Prince. Shout out, shout out, brother men.
Listen, we want you guys to talk with us live and in person, and because you guys don't really speak to us in person with the reels and the podcast. So live streaming now is going to be a big part of
in person. Is in person.
You want an in-person podcast?
Okay.
Yeah, because we're not
we do it here.
We're not home in our PCs.
Yeah,
right.
We're live.
I think you meet them in person.
No, like we want you guys to talk
That'd be
with us
cool.
live when
Yeah.
we're in person. Like
Kyle has
here.
a question for us. What do y'all think about the Pacers being up 3-1 against the best team in the East?
Kyle, that
Oh,
is
man.
a very great question.
I
Very
wanted to
great
save this for
question.
tomorrow, but
Listen, this is why the live stream is here.
Look, real ones can tune into it now.
yeah,
That's really the only thing. We'll talk about it again tomorrow.
yeah.
We'll talk about it more in depth tomorrow. So
Yeah.
give us your brief answer.
Okay, so my brief answer is the Cavaliers were frauds this whole time. And if you've been tracking what I've been saying this entire season, you'd be like, yo, Gio, you were onto something with that.
Not
You know?
really.
Of-
Yes,
it's-
the Cavs are frauds,
Here's the
bro.
thing. It's hard.
No,
it's
no,
hard
no.
for me to say that when their whole roster is pretty much injured.
That is the exact
That's why I
answer.
can't
Are you
call
kidding
them
me?
frauds. They
Who's
had-
their whole roster?
so Donovan Mitchell just re-aggravated his ankle.
He's fine. He dropped 40 the night.
No, he's probably not playing the next game.
Okay.
And he left at halftime yesterday. Darius Garland is playing through a sprained toe. Evan
Oh my
Mobley.
goodness. A sprained toe? Are you kidding me? Everyone in the NBA has injuries at this point in the season. We can't really
No,
do that.
but what I'm saying is that the toe injury was reported last week that it's actually kind of a serious injury. It's like a couple week recovery because it hurts when you do like I have an ingrown toenail in my right big toe. It hurts every time I take a step. So imagine playing an NBA game with a sprained toe. Evan Mobley sprained his ankle in game 1.
I guarantee you, you don't feel those things 20 minutes, 15 minutes into the game.
it's
You don't
hard-
feel that.
And it's hard for me to say yes or no because I'm not an NBA player.
Well, as an athlete, I'll tell you, I've played through injuries,
Mm-hmm.
and mine are little sprained ankle here, sprained toe there. You don't feel that once you're warmed up. You're going. After the game, you feel that.
This is just his agenda, just speaking.
No,
right
this
from
is not
him.
my. This is fact. This is
Whether it's-
anecdote.
but
That's
whether-
not fact.
But
It's
whether,
anecdote.
But whether it's anecdote or not, they're still not able to play at their tip-top game.
How
And
do
we
you know that?
Because you could tell by the way they're playing,
Okay.
they're not like themselves. The only one healthy right now in their starting lineup, correct me if I'm wrong, is just Allen or
Yeah.
Struce. I
Yeah,
guess
both of them.
either of them.
Mitchell.
And I think the
Mitchell's fine.
the only player on fraud watch is Ty Jerome. He's the only one.
Oh, he's big fraud.
He had a great game 1.
Big
Just-
boy fraud.
It's just all falling off a cliff right
Yeah.
from there. But for me, it's like
Caleb.
Indiana. I picked Indiana to win it all, so I'm kind of biased. I knew they were going to win, but Caleb said they are not the best team in the East. Fair.
Is-
Facts.
And Derek
been saying
White
that.
is 4 for 4 from 3.
Also, we have
Derek White
32 said, never forget the Mavs and Bulls had a coin flip after the season to see who got the 11th spot in the draft and who got the 12th. Mavs won, and if that coin flip, they would be picking 12. Let's be honest, if that coin flip went to 12, they would still get the first pick because the lottery is rigged. The Bulls are never going to recover from the Jordan era, I think. So
Yeah.
that Miles Turner step back that happened yesterday. Look, I'll be
That
honest
was
right
a
now.
3.
I'm gonna just keep it 100. Miles Turner might be like the best player in the playoffs right now.
Wow.
Listen, and you know what's
Big statement.
also insane? Before the Knicks re-signed Mitch and signed Hartenstein and traded for Cat, the Knicks were trying for years, and when I mean years, like 2 or 3 offseasons in a row, to trade for Miles Turner, and it never ever went
It happened.
through.
I saw the amount. If I had a nickel for every Joe Harris from Miles Turner tweet I saw on my timeline
Yeah.
from 2021 to 2024, I would be rich out of my mind. I
Every-
was so wrong about
Every Knicks fan was chanting for Obi Toppin for Miles Turner
Yeah.
or Quentin Grimes for Miles Turner, and it never happened. And the Pacers were smart enough to keep him, of course. But now we'll see. He's a free agent at this year. We'll see where he goes, if he stays or if he goes somewhere else.
Yeah, they knew what they had in Miles Turner. They
It's
knew
actually kind of unfortunate. The 3 teams that were in the playoffs had Quentin Grimes. They could have used him because he was drafted by the Knicks, got traded to the Pistons, and then went to Dallas, and then he went to Philly, and he's gonna.
Quentin Grimes, of course.
I would love for the Nets to sign Quentin Grimes in the offseason. That is an MLE waiting to happen. I would love that. Miles Turner, the most disrespected player in the NBA. Role player, yes.
Who's the most disrespected superstar in the NBA?
Oh, it's 100% Jason Tatum.
I knew you were going to say that.
100% Jason Tatum. The way he's talked about, it's like people are trying to act like he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well,
People
he is.
He is. People are trying to act like he's the worst player in the league. There's stars that have not shown up more than Tatum in the playoffs and don't have a ring, like Joel Embiid. And that's kind of that. Like, there's that archetype of
He's
player.
disrespected too, though.
Joel Embiid?
Yeah.
How,
Big time.
though?
Oh, bro, all of the NBA, like not the NBA media, but like the NBA fans on like Twitter, sub media, they all disrespect not Tatum,
Embiid.
Embiid.
Well, I mean, yeah, Embiid constantly drops in. He's statistically, I think, the worst playoff dropper in league history.
Yeah, so it's rightfully so.
Right.
And I would argue the same thing for Tatum.
Tatum's stats don't drop off that badly. Tatum either kind of stays where he's at. Some series he goes up, some series he goes down, but it's never too drastic.
Yeah, I guess I just expect a lot more from my light-skinned brethren.
Exactly. That's kind of, he's only 19, bro. Give him time.
Yeah, he's giving
Like, it's
time.
okay.
Yeah.
So Caleb said, Anthony, you get all of my props Anthony, you get all of my props. Every other Knicks fan is not as nice. Yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you.
Like, a lot of Knicks fans on Twitter, you know, they get in their feels very often. They're very sensitive. I
And
understand, but like,
I understand it too, but it's crazy that, I mean, I believe in this team as long as I can believe in it, but when I see the players that we have in our starting five that are not Jalen Brunson and
Yeah.
the performances they're putting up, also Josh Hart, Mikal and OG Anunoby, it's like hit or miss every game. And OG Anunoby is our highest paid player on our team besides Cat. And he had 2 points last game.
that means he's not the highest paid player on the team.
Well, almost. And then Mikal, I don't even start on Mikal. I want his ass gone a long time ago.
Even though,
Bro,
even
are
though-
you kidding me?
I
Are you
mean,
not watching the games?
Oh my God.
You see what Mikal Bridges is doing for you?
Gio.
He won
on.
you those last two games
yes.
with game-winning steals.
Okay, but those games,
and you're still gonna
those games
crap
were,
on him,
were
bro?
still those games were still L's because they were down by 20 both
Here,
times.
let me put it to you this way, right? Here, I'll read you a tweet. So someone said, like, there's, you know how like teams have a cycle where it's like Jamal Murray, like he plays like he's Michael Jordan, then he plays like Thanasis and stuff like that. So there's a Knicks cycle where it's like, hell yeah, what the fuck, hell yeah, what the fuck. And then someone quote tweeted it, went like mad viral, and it said, Josh Hart shows up every other game, which is pretty much what he does, kind of like Anthony Davis. Cat, first half player, then he checks out like Luka Doncic. Brunson is god awful until the fourth quarter, and then he just turns into a clutched god. Mikal Bridges has one quarter every game where he's worth 5 first-round picks. And then OG Anunoby is either Kawhi Leonard or he's Stanley Johnson.
That's
There's
true.
no in between.
That's true.
And I think that's like consistency is the biggest problem with these playoff teams. It's kind of funny where it's like the Knicks kind of compiled all these guys where it's like if everyone's cooking on one night,
Right.
sure, they
It's
could be a
phenomenal.
They could be
contender.
anyone. Yeah.
But like that's just there's never going to be a game where all 5 of your guys are playing really well.
I don't
It's
think
just-
you
listen.
necessarily. I don't think you need that. I think you can
No.
have 2 guys clicking and it's fine.
Listen,
they don't get
a,
that very
a
often.
perfect analogy is that you need 5 cogs to get the cog machine working. Right now, every game you have about 2 to 3 cogs working, and in every other game you're putting them all back in so all 5 can work together. But then all 5 are in, one of them immediately comes out, and then you're doing the same thing over and over and over. You're plugging all 5 back in to get the machine to work, and every single time 1 or 2 or 3 are coming out, and the rest are staying in. That's the whole starting 5 we have on our team right now.
think of it more like a car where you have, we'll just say 4 wheels instead of 5.
Yeah.
And it's like you have 2 working wheels, but it's like one's flat and the other one's just off the car. Because like you always have one guy just dragging you down so much. And that's kind of the problem. Someone said, Caleb said, OG's Knicks are fouling on 3-point shots. They always do.
Listen, that's
No,
another
wait.
problem.
Look what Alex said.
Oh,
He said,
yeah.
cough, Harden, cough to the
Playoff
most
dropper.
disrespected.
No, to playoff droppers that don't get enough criticism, I guess.
No,
or-
I thought he was saying that to the most disrespected players in the NBA.
Oh, no.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, Alex, what do you mean by that about Harden?
Why
I
would
think that's what he's saying.
Why would Harden be the most disrespected? He notoriously doesn't show up. He's notoriously quit
That's
on
what
teams.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thing. He said, okay, Tatum might be cooking.
Yeah. Kyle also said, you guys think Magic have a future with Paolo? Ooh, it's a very good
I
question.
don't.
Ooh, talk about it.
I'm not a big Paolo fan.
Really?
I don't know
You're
why.
such a hater.
I always had that gut feeling about Paolo because, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm kind of a casual.
Yeah,
So-
you are. Yes, you are. I'm glad you can.
So, look, if
Kind
you
of
didn't
is a
guess that
heavy
already.
understatement.
Huh?
I give.
Kind of is a heavy understatement.
I
okay.
give applause to people that could see it from before, and Gio sees it from before.
Yeah,
Look,
he said
all
Alex,
I'm
he said
saying-
he said Harden's a playoff dropper.
Okay,
I
that's
thought
what
he
he's saying.
thought.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite obvious.
But look, going back to Paolo, I've gotten that feeling that Paolo's just not him. And I'm just sticking with that feeling. I don't think they're going to win with him being the best player on that team. I just don't think it's possible.
I said it a few weeks ago. I said Cade. I fully am a Cade over Paolo guy. I think Franz, if he can get that 3 ball at least up to like 36%, I would take him over Paolo as the first option on the team.
I agree with
The
that.
problem is I need to give Paolo some grace. I need to see a fully healthy season for me to fully believe that.
I will also say that 2022 draft, Paolo was not supposed to be that first pick they literally chose on Powell on draft night. It was supposed to be Chet or Jabari Smith Jr.
Ooh.
No, Paulo was going to be the first
He was
pick.
going. Yeah, you're right. He was.
He was
supposed
No,
to
I
be
think
first.
draft night.
No,
they said
the draft night 50-50 was
Chet.
Powell and Chet.
no, the draft night flip flop was last year when it was between Reese Hache and Alex Sarr.
Yes.
So
Okay, I remember that.
Paulo was it was like a 90% sure
Ish,
like
yeah.
probability that he was going to Orlando.
Even I remember that, bro.
Okay.
Would LaMelo be a good
Alright.
fit in Orlando? Says Kyle.
Oh, we talked about this before.
We have talked
Also,
about this.
Caleb said, "Gia, watch out. Tatum's playing good.
Yeah, you know what? He has his games. Look, I'm a Tatum fan at the end of the day.
He's only 19.
Yeah, I'm a Tatum fan at the
Oh.
end of the day. Look,
Gotta
Caleb,
give brother man his props."
I like Tatum, but sometimes your favorite players need some criticism. That's all. I criticize Russ too. Not really, but
Yeah, I've heard you do it maybe once.
one time.
Yeah,
Well, listen,
history.
the first quarter has ended. It's 39-28 Boston.
awesome. Let's keep it up.
40 points in the first for Boston as of right now. LaMelo in Orlando. Any point guard that is better than Jalen Suggs is doable, i.e. Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, John Morant.
I think you keep Jalen Suggs, obviously.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you would keep Jalen Suggs.
He needs to guard the best guard
For sure.
on the other team. Like he's going to be the one guarding, I don't know, Dame. He's going to be the one guarding Halliburton. He's going to be if you make the finals, he's going to be the one guarding SGA,
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, stuff like that. Yeah.
Listen, we love the questions you guys are giving us. These are things that we talk about a lot
And then
off camera.
and we won't talk about it on the pod too, because like
Yeah.
we don't want to spoil all of that, obviously.
Yeah. But
I like this.
keep the questions coming.
I like lives, man. We gotta do this more.
Gio, listen,
They're gonna be a weekly thing for us.
listen.
now.
Gio's like, I don't know about lives, man. I can't.
When did I say that?
Didn't last week he said I can't do 3 days. I'm trying to.
Well, that's because we're gonna record shorts on the
Yeah,
same day.
Right,
exactly.
right.
We
That
need to
makes
figure it out.
Speaking of shorts, should we do shorts live? Would that be possible?
It's gonna be tough for me to edit.
It's
be
tough.
tough?
It's
Okay.
very tough.
That would be
to type.
cool though for them to watch
Once
that
we get a
live.
more consistent setup, then we'll be
Yeah.
able to.
Yeah.
But these lives are essentially ways. Caleb said Tatum has hit back-to-back threes. I don't want to hear anything anymore. He might not be there when you call him, but he's always on time. That's an
Yeah.
oracle comment right there.
Caleb, you were definitely hinting at Gio being late today to the chat to the live stream. Very
he?
clever.
Is he though?
Very clever.
Damn.
I mean,
Gio was not on time. He was a minute late.
Nah, he's
I'm
cooking.
glad you were here.
Caleb's cooking
see
me
that.
right now,
Kyle
bro.
said, "What about Shangoon?" I'm assuming you mean in Orlando based on your last question.
Yeah, Kyle, what do you
I don't-
Shangoon in Orlando?
I just don't
Yeah.
feel the need why Houston would
Orlando.
trade him. To be honest with you, they're about to extend. I think they already extended him. So,
They did. Yeah.
bro,
Wow.
if Dallas trades that pick, bro, I'm gonna laugh my ass off for the rest of my life. He said in Orlando.
Ooh, I don't know. I would leave off of that, Kyle, if I'm being honest.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Orlando right now, Houston, Shangoon's probably the positive they have besides maybe like Amen Thompson. And then everybody else could be trade bait for Giannis or somebody else.
Yeah, I think based on the way the lottery fell, I think this pretty much takes us out of getting Giannis unless he specifically requests Brooklyn.
Mhm.
San Antonio's in prime position. The Nets really we have to now bank on Sean Marks draft getting a steal at 8, and I just don't really see that happening because it's the cursed 8th pick.
Kevin just said, "Yeah, we're winning 4 straight."
Yeah, so me and Coach.
Yeah,
Listen,
that just might happen.
When Kev was at the house the other day, we were watching the end of the Knicks Celtics game.
Mhm.
The Celtics were just cooking, bro.
Yeah.
well,
Oh.
they were the whole game, I said.
They rarely do stuff wrong outside of the first 2 games of that series. They're just a really well-run, good team.
They're just that good, bro.
Listen, everybody in the chat that, of course, including our mods, join the Discord. You could talk with us there 24/7.
Yeah.
Please
It's in
spam
the pin
Gio.
comment. It's in the pin comment above.
Spam Gio all
up.
your questions
Why?
at 3:00 in the morning. Wake him up. Say, Gio, I need this answered right now
I'm just not gonna answer you
at
guys.
3:00 in the morning.
I'm just simply not gonna answer.
Shout out Jacob. He just sent me a picture. He's watching the stream on his
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
go.
lit. We're on
We
TV.
love that.
What's
We
up,
love it.
Jacob? What's going on? Jacob is our favorite Polish man.
Yes.
So
Kev,
Yo,
I really want to
Kev,
be
bro.
like you, bro.
Trying
Nah,
to
but
be
for
like
real,
you.
like if I step outside and I look in the sky, I'm like, yo, I want to be like Kev today.
No, you forgot that we're in the real world now.
Yeah, like the real world. That's what in the real
Caleb-
world, I'm trying to be like Kev.
Caleb said, to be honest, I still can't believe you guys took Mikal Bridges over Cam Johnson and you paid 5 first. Well,
Caleb,
Mikal when he's playing defense is a better defender than Cam Johnson, but 5 firsts is crazy.
Yeah, Caleb,
6, actually.
I agree with you. I'm perfectly fine not making that trade at all. I don't know why it was needed, but it's in the past now. We can't go back.
Put it this way. You don't make that trade, bro. Giannis is easily going to the Knicks.
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
It doesn't sound like a Tom Thibodeau issue. That sounds like a what's his name?
Leon, I told you, Leon Rose.
The
should be
Leon
the
Rose.
guy.
Yeah, Leon Rose,
Like,
man. What's up
Leon
with
Rose is focused on family.
Leon Rose decided to choose he decided to choose Mikal Bridges and then replace Dante DiVincenzo with Pope Leo.
him? Right.
And that's just, it's
With
just
Pope
the
Leo?
the
Who's
unfortunate
Pope Leo?
the American Pope, the new
A
Pope.
Pope,
Oh,
bro?
yeah. Oh,
You don't even know who your own Pope is, bro?
Wait, I thought Pope Leo was codenamed for a player.
No, Pope Leo.
Oh, actually Pope Leo.
yeah, because his name's Robert.
Oh,
Prevost.
from Villanova, yes.
Yeah, they choose
yes,
their own
You're
name.
right.
So I think like Pope Francis' name was Jorge. I think.
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
Pope Leo is Robert
He's-
Francis Prevost.
He was what, Argentinian?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So Caleb said, "I have a question. It won't let me react to the Discord message. So you have to go to the
To get verified.
verified.
Ooh.
Let me see. Hold on.
We'll Caleb, we're checking that out
Caleb,
right
do
now.
you see the verify tab? If you see the verify tab, you can click on that, and then if not, Kev, you're an administrator in the Discord server. If you want to take a quick look and try and fix that, if you can.
Yes.
Kevin also sent me a picture as well. He's watching it on the PC. Shout out to the lad.
Let's go,
Kevin,
Kev.
Kev said, I really think about the real world here and there. I wish I was that pillow next to Giovanni.
Hey, yo. Which one, though?
Yeah, do you want to be under Gio's head and smell his
I'm about
dirty,
to do
his
something crazy to this pillow.
He's
Nah,
that's wild, bro. On stream is crazy.
nah, that's crazy.
So,
All right, wait. Let me use the bathroom real quick.
yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
for it.
use the bathroom. Oh, wow.
What did you say? Oh wow, to as I stood up.
No, yeah. Oh, wow, Gio.
The crash out today has been not as bad as I thought because I kind of expected it. If I went into this with the firm confidence that we were getting the first pick, oh, bro, there would have been I would have broke something. Just not an ideal scenario, But
Listen, we're glad you guys still stayed with us after the draft lottery.
yeah.
We're glad you guys did not leave.
Oh, he said
the
no.
live
So yeah,
stream.
go to the verify section, and then because I think it brought you to the home page. The last rule, you can click the channel to go to and verify from there. So, but yeah, guys, let us know right now in the chat for both on YouTube and Twitter. Who's your current pick to go to the finals, and who do you got winning it?
Yeah,
Let us know.
let's hear it.
Obviously, Antoine, you said you had Celtics over Thunder, correct?
I still have that.
I'm going Pacers over Thunder. I firmly believe they are winning a championship. I'm very
It's
confident
very doable as of now.
in these lads. We almost got 200 people in the Twitter feed right now.
Wow, we love Twitter,
So shout out.
and they can't comment either, which is interesting.
I think you're good, Kev. I think whatchamacallit, I think he was just looking at the wrong channel.
Ooh, Alex, he said, Anthony, what is your opinion on Campaign? Big Murray State fan here. Campaign, he is a interesting person. I know that Tibbs loves playing him and hates playing him sometimes because he gets 2 minutes a game and sometimes he gets 15 minutes with 4 threes, 15 points. I like him. He was really He was really good for us as a backup point guard this year.
Yeah.
Nothing bad to say about him. Just wish he played more a little bit. I don't know what Tibbs, did with the rotation, keeping him out. I don't know.
He's
if
just not that good.
yeah. I guess that's exactly what it is. He's just very streaky, not that good. Great player. I love what he brings to any team. If he can, of course, be a little more consistent and be more of a sixth man type of guy that could
No,
be like
Kev.
a Miles McBride for us. He could be good for any other team but us, probably. Because
Also,
our rotations are whack.
Also, for y'all that join the Discord, if you go to the roles channel, you can select your favorite team as well,
Yeah.
and then you'll get a role for that also.
So Alex ALX said Celtics Wolves in 6. I will not be opposed to that either.
Very likely. I think it really depends on how quickly these teams get through the conference finals. I think rest is really important if you're not a top seed. Kyle said if Boston moves on, I feel like they will reenact what happened last year, 4-0 sweep. I don't know. I think Indiana's going to learn from their mistakes, kind of tighten up in the last 2 or 3 minutes. We saw at the end of game 3, or I forget which game it was. It was game 3, yeah. Halliburton was playing like garbage, and TJ McConnell pretty much closed the game, even though they still lost. He's not going to make that same mistake again.
Yeah. Caleb, we will try to do some calls on Discord with the community. We want that community to get a lot bigger.
Yeah, I think
So-
when we do channel memberships, I think that'll also kind of be
Yeah.
a perk for y'all because we'll have like 2 different levels of memberships where we'll have specific content set for that, and you can join our Discord calls. There'll be like different servers you can join, everything like that.
Yeah. Caleb, we are active on Discord. We will respond back to any message.
Yeah, and you can even interact with our 3 mods in there, Kev, Prince, and Jacob. If you have any sort of questions and we're not around, they will answer it. They're always kind of, they're always kind of on time with everything of that nature, and the 3 of us trust them a lot. So,
Yeah.
we love and respect them for what they do for us and what we do for them and everything of that nature.
We're closing in on almost 2 hours. We went a lot longer than we thought we were going to go. You guys are really keeping us here, which we love.
Yeah, I feel like 2 hours is kind of a good length for stream.
Yeah, we love. We didn't want to log off early.
Yeah.
We love that you guys are keeping us around with all your great questions that we are, of course, are loving to answer because,
I think
we
the
love
only
talking ball.
I think the only long stream we're gonna do is free agency and the draft. Free
Yeah.
agency, I think, will probably be live from the moment it starts to the moment the day ends.
The first day, yeah, that's a big day. First day, once tampering opens up, that everything hell breaks loose. How many WNBA teams can you guys name?
I think I can name all of them actually.
I could name probably all of them too, maybe close to all of them.
So what we got? We got New York Liberty, got
Liberty.
the Connecticut Sun,
Yes.
Indiana Fever,
Mystics.
Washington Mystics, the Atlanta Dream,
Yep.
the Chicago Sky, the Dallas Wings,
Yep.
The Las
Sparks.
Vegas Aces,
Sparks.
the Los Angeles Sparks, the Golden State Valkyries are the new team. There's a new team in Portland coming.
Yes.
Denver's getting a team at some point.
Toronto Tempo. will be
Toronto
coming
Tempo,
soon.
forgot about them. There's a team in Detroit, I think, right? Or they used to be a team.
No,
There's
no
one team.
Detroit.
There's one team I'm missing.
Connecticut Sun, Golden State Valkyries. Minnesota Lynx.
The Minnesota Lynx. That was what it was.
Caleb, did we forget any we just named? I think we got all
I
of
think
them.
we definitely missed 1 or 2.
The Sparks we got. We
Yeah.
got the Sun, Mystics, Liberty, Fever, Chicago Sky.
I can name you a former team, the San Antonio Silver Stars.
Yeah.
Why am I watching Deuce McBride, Jalen Brunson, and Cam? Damn, that's undersized as hell.
Caleb, that is a very good question.
That's nasty small ball.
That is why Aces, Alex, we said Aces.
Yeah, we said the Aces.
Caleb, I ask that question every day. That's why I want Tom Thibodeau canned after this series because they will be blowing that 2-0 lead faster than Gio can get out of the bathroom right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, even last year, you guys lost both games in Indiana in games 3 and 4. So.
Yeah, and we're not injured at all. There's no excuse anymore for this
Well,
right now.
Cat's hurt.
He's still playing. I really don't.
I think he has a broken hand.
That's what they said.
I think he has a hairline fracture.
Yeah, that's what they said.
It's
So
tough to play with. So
if they get eliminated, we'll see. What the surgeries happens for the guys.
I wonder if Jokic is finally going to get that wrist surgery because that wrist is cooked, bro. Like it's nasty.
But an off-season type of thing. That's usually what happens, and he'll be back for training camp.
Yeah. Oh, he might play Eurobasket this summer,
Okay.
which we'll also kind of cover as well.
Yeah, of course. Oh, joy. So it's 48-35 Boston as of now. Like I said, the Knicks are always down by 10 plus. Tatum with 15, White with 14. That's kind of a storyline.
Yeah.
The shooting for the Knicks, besides Brunson, has been brutal. OG has missed 4. Mikhail has missed 3. Towns has missed 3. And
Yeah.
the majority of those are the 3-pointers. What is next for Triple J? Caleb, that is a very good question. Triple J, presumably he stays where he is. I don't really think we saw him moving anywhere, to be honest with you, unless they decide to blow up that entire Memphis team along with John Morant. I'm sure the guys probably will say the same thing, but with the NBA offseason, you never know who can get moved.
Yeah. And this is another year where the Utah Jazz do not get a number 1 pick in their franchise's history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. No way Knicks are firing Tibbs after getting to second round. Alex, I understand your point, but that Pistons series was also a wash because of
bro.
the missed call.
Yeah, bro, I'll be honest with you. The Knicks are lucky to even get out of that series.
Yeah.
So, because look, the Knicks made that trade to specifically compete for a championship, and if you don't even get to the conference finals, they're going to scapegoat Tom Thibodeau, whether it's his fault or not.
Yeah.
And I think Leon Rose should go as well.
The community just hates that a small franchise team like Indiana is doing pretty good, damn good. Yes, we were just covering that the small market teams get not enough love in any sort or type or shape or form in the NBA media and in the whole world of Twitter, NBA, and everything else.
And that's why I've been constant with my Indiana support, because not only do I believe they will win, but small market teams need some love. And this is coming from someone who's a fan of a big market team. So
Yeah,
it's not
we always talk about here that the small market teams never get not a lot of love. What's the point of having them? Because everybody just talks about the Lakers or the Knicks and goes back to the big market teams when it comes to playoff time. So, have you talked about the Spurs yet? We have talked about the Spurs. What did they truly do? We mentioned a possible trade out because of the guards that will be there do not fit what they would be building besides Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey could be that pick there, number 2. They could trade out. A lot of options could be on the table. They could trade for Giannis. That's kind of the consensus we were thinking of as of right now.
That's what they're going to do. They're going to trade 2 to the Bucks for Giannis and a couple other firsts. And look, the Bucks then can either take Ace Bailey and screw Philly, or they draft Dylan Harper and you trade Damian Lillard.
You got your point guard.
Yeah.
That's it. Dame's going to be out for a while next year. We don't know when he'll be back.
Oh, he's done for the year.
Yeah. Caleb, mass prediction standings if they sign a point guard. Ooh, that's an interesting question. What kind of point guard? If you're, throw out some names to us.
There's not really good options, to be honest.
So if there's not really any good options.
Your best chance is D'Lo. Unless you move PJ Washington, you can trade for a point guard.
Yeah.
So let's say they trade for Drew Holiday. You give the Celtics PJ.
I would think they'd be top playing.
Yeah, I don't think without Kyrie, this team's not ready to contend yet, and they don't want to rush Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
I think they'll hover around like 7.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what else they do, because they're also not a notoriously durable franchise either.
Alex has lived in Indiana for a few years, rooting for the Pacers.
Smart man.
Yeah, very smart.
Hopefully they win.
I would think you'd vote for your hometown team, so I'm glad you got that.
I have the utmost confidence in Indiana against both New York or Boston.
Yeah. Ooh, Caleb, this is the question for Mr. Gio. Can we talk about how effed the Lakers are after LeBron is gone? Gio.
I don't think they're that effed. Honestly, I think LeBron, if I'm being my honest self right now, I think LeBron at this point in his career is actually holding back the Lakers. And I think
he has spoken about this before.
I think once they move on from LeBron, I think that's when, especially since Luka's there now, I think that's when the team will have more of like sort of like a freedom. I think LeBron right now, because he's LeBron James and he's one of the GOATs, right? Everyone kind of defers to him, and he's still a great player, but he's just not the player he used to be. And so I feel like there's I feel like some of these players are playing with chains on them in the way like they have to defer to LeBron.
Yeah.
I think once he leaves, they'll play with more freedom, more confidence, and stuff like that.
I'm trying to find a tweet from today about Austin Reeves. Okay, so
get his ass out of there.
So right now, if Reeves were to get traded, guess what the 3 top teams are that he would get traded according to Bovada official, which is of course the money lines. And
you want us to guess?
You guess. Guess who the top team is?
I don't know. The Heat.
The Heat is 1.
Oh.
Yeah, the Heat's definitely 1.
Guess the other 2.
I'm gonna go with Boston.
No way.
Boston is there, but
wow,
there's 2 more 400 odd teams. They're big market teams.
Big market team.
We were just talking.
Dallas.
No.
The Knicks.
The Knicks is number 1.
The Knicks
is number 1.
I would love that. For
and the other one's probably the Clippers.
The Clippers are number 3.
Yeah.
Clippers. So switching LA teams, Miami and Knicks.
I like it. I like Austin Reeves on the Knicks.
I just don't know what the Knicks would give up for that. That's the problem.
You trade Mikhail's ass out of there.
That's just instantly a failure on Leon Rose.
Exactly.
Because Austin Reeves just showed you he's not that guy in the playoffs. So he needs to be like a 4th option in order for him to
Alex, you hate that the Heat are so high for Austin Reeves. Why is that? We want the Heat to be good again, don't we?
Yeah, but if he's a fan of an East team, the Heat are a pain in the neck.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you pair Austin Reeves with Tyler Hero, that's really freaking good.
Yeah. He'll be starting point guard.
He said, think about this. If LeBron retires, Lakers can't sign a center, and I don't see a reason why the Lakers would make the playoffs. He's absolutely right.
Why can't they sign a center?
Because LeBron's eating the cap, and you just lose that money. You still have to pay him. So
that's true. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Caleb, how do you feel about Cat? Alex is a Heat fan.
Oh, he's a
Okay.
Heat fan, so he must not want Austin Reeves. Fair.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't blame you.
Caleb, Cat, the defense would be barbecue. Okay, fair enough. How do I feel about Cat? Caleb, I'm a big fan of Cat. I love how he rejuvenated his career with us right now. But if I'm being honest, I would not be surprised if he gets moved this offseason, just to clear up space for us. If they do crash out of the second round, I would not mind moving Cat at all.
Really?
Not at all. They need better defense, and if you could get someone else that helps defensively, why not?
I think the Knicks are fine on defense.
No,
I mean, Cat is that one guy that's not good on defense, but
they're not. They're not.
everyone else, I feel like they're pretty solid.
Outside of OG Anunoby this playoffs, I mean, the Knicks defense has been very subpar.
Not really.
Caleb, I will
disagree.
say, if Cat does not get moved, I think Mitchell Robinson gets moved easily. It's a very movable contract. If they can bring in another big man that could play next to Cat, I'm all for that. So keep Cat, bring another big man that could salvage Mitchell Robinson.
What do you feel about Mitch? I think he's pretty good.
He's out.
Besides his free throws, did you
Offensive,
see him?
offensive liability.
I
You
don't
can't
want-
stay on the. If you can't hit your free throws, you can't stay on the court.
I think it's a mental thing for him.
Mitch has been training for like months to get back, and he tell me he can't make a free throw. Isn't that part of his training?
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's pretty sad. You ever seen the clips of Mitch playing like open court basketball?
I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Like
dead.
he looks like Kevin Durant.
Well, we don't know what the whole video. We only saw a snippet.
Yeah, we saw the highlights, but in the highlights, he looks like KD. He's pulling from half, like
Who?
he's crossing up defenders. Mitchell
Don't forget
Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
that's an open gym with no fans around him.
And
I
you're
know, I
playing-
understand that. But
And you're
what
playing.
I'm saying
You're
is,
playing with stunads and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still like semi-pro
No, but
players.
there's
They're not NBA players.
But yeah,
of
there's a
course.
huge difference.
Understood. But
Yeah.
the fact that he's doing that,
Any NBA player can do that.
Yeah.
but the fact that he's doing that, and
Right,
he
but
can't even
still.
shoot a free throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NBA is
And he
crazy.
was home too. When was he home? No, that was game 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like if I'm in the NBA and I'm at the free throw line, I'm making at least 50%.
I'm at
You
least-
can't shoot
I'm at least-
36 from the line.
I'm at least hitting the rim.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like come on, at least 50% from the line.
Exactly.
Like let's be real.
All right.
36% is crazy.
Aiden, this is for Tyler. Tyler,
Hmm.
look what Aiden just said. This is for you, sir.
You could read it.
I'll read it. Brooklyn has 4 firsts in his draft. Do you see them trading for a star, just drafting and trying to build something there?
Nah, bro, we're fucked. Like, we are like the only options we had was drafting top 4 pick or trading for Giannis, and the Spurs landing at 2 completely took us out of contention, which I'm actually glad because I don't want Giannis on my basketball team. But we're just gonna have to hope, and I will be really upset if we draft Derek Queen. He's the only one I do not want.
Okay, that's the person that Fady wanted. So
Get-
I'm very
Get me Jeremiah Fears, and I will be okay.
yeah. And then the rest of the first round, Tyler's gonna be looking at some project guys that are long term
Yeah.
assets. There are some guys that could be diamonds in the rough easily, like Cam Thomas for Tyler as well was a late 20 pick. You can hit. You can hit. It's not that hard.
We've been hitting on these like steals in like the late first, early second.
Yeah.
Because like Claxton was 31st, Jared Allen was like 20.
Oh, we missed Kyle's quote here. I live in Indiana, currently just a huge Magic fan. Grew up watching McGrady, and it was just magnificent. Gio, how do you feel? You're a T-Mac fan.
I mean, I am. I can't see the question on my screen though. Can you repeat it?
Is that a question? He said he was a big McGrady fan. It was just magnificent. He grew up
Oh,
a
yeah.
Magic fan.
Oh yeah, T-Mac. I mean, he was KD. I always say this. He was KD before KD. Like he kind of like paved the way for that style of play. So
Yeah.
I love T-Mac.
Alex, the Knicks could sign Miles Turner. I would be perfectly fine with that.
They won't though.
They won't.
Hey,
Exactly
if the
what
Pacers
Tyler
win the
said.
championship, they're re-signing him. Like they're not gonna let him go.
Yeah.
After all, he's been with that team forever.
Yeah.
Like he was there like when they had before the rebrand, when they still had the jerseys they were wearing with the Paul George days.
Yeah. I
It's
know.
crazy, man. We have 200 people in the Twitter live feed right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
Might cost us 30 to 35 million. Yeah, it would. If he does have a fantastic rest of the playoffs, he might get to 45 mil
No,
or 40.
he's not getting a max.
Okay. Ooh, Caleb trade Mitchell Robinson to the Lakers for DFS and 2 seconds. Mikal Bridges to the Magic for Goga Badadzde and Cole Anthony. What is going on? So Mitch for DFS is as a player option this year. So I'm assuming he would decline that.
It's an L trade.
It is an out trade for both ends.
Yeah.
Cole Anthony, I would not care for. Goga, same thing. Mitch for DFS, I really could care less. That doesn't move the needle for me at all for any of these guys. And I think Mitch and Mikhail have much more value than just those three guys. Alex Miles Turner is worth it 100%. I agree with that. I wouldn't flinch at Miles Turner. I would throw a bag at him if I'm any team.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't. I just knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to get the 8th pick.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. I can't catch a break with my teams, man. It's just one forever circle of just mid.
You always have the Giants to look forward to.
Not even a
He's
Giants
a
fan.
Jets fan. What do you,
Not even a
You
Giants
always
You're
have the
such
Jets to
a-
look forward to.
the Jets are looking decent. The
The Jet-
Giants are as well.
The Jets have
Let's
been,
say.
the Jets have been so bad that I just asked for a 500 season.
His Mets are looking good. He's doing
Yeah.
all right. The Devils should be better next year, hopefully.
Yeah. It's
His
just
soccer
the
team
Giants.
just won the league. He's all right.
But basketball's your favorite sport, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
You should have wore a hat that said good. And
No, because I knew this was going to happen. So, tight.
All right, guys. Do you have any more questions for us before we wrap it up?
Yeah, we're going to head on out of here. in a
We're
few
going to head
minutes.
on in a few minutes. Any last questions for us? Any thoughts on our streams? When do you want to see us stream? We're going to do, of course, once a week. That's our thing. A true young point guard for Brooklyn would be cool. I don't know if he makes it past Pelicans. If he doesn't, could they trade Nick Claxton and draft? Come on. That's definitely doable.
There's just no team willing to make a trade unless you trade with Utah. If Utah falls back. Utah already fell back to 5. If we swap 5 and 8, I would gladly take Jeremiah Fears at 5.
Caleb, John Morant to the Magic. That's very doable. Ja, Trey, or LaMelo.
I don't think he asks out.
No.
I'd be shocked if he does.
Yeah, but so I think Aiden's saying that Fears is going to be past the Pelicans. The Pelicans don't really need a point guard unless McCollum goes, and DeJounte Murray has had a really injury-ravished year, so they could take Fears there.
Yeah.
You know, never say never with any picks. Any other questions, guys? We're going to wrap it up in about a minute or so.
Yeah, get your
Thank you
final
all for
questions in.
joining us. Get us final questions, and we will be back next week. Do not worry. There will be more of us for many more live streams to go. But we appreciate every single one of you that have joined.
Absolutely.
Every single one of you.
Let's end off with this question. What the hell is next for the Phoenix Suns?
Wow, Caleb, that is a beautiful ending. That is a big topic. KD, we know, is going to be on the move. I think Booker stays.
I think Booker goes.
I
Nah.
don't think Booker goes. Unfortunately, not. Knicks have taken 0 free throws. Thank you, Caleb. That's wonderful.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Knicks don't get calls.
Oh, they do.
Well, don't forget Scott Foster is on the
Oh, he's
crew for tonight.
He's the extender.
Yes, Scott Foster is on the crew for tonight, so that's the main reason.
Fair.
So back to the Suns. New head coach is going to come in. We know that for a fact. We don't know who it's going to be. KD's gone. We'll see what they
Of
get.
course, yeah.
That's kind of it. And Booker stays.
What do you think about their young core?
You mean just Ryan Dunn?
That's it.
He's good.
He's good.
He'll be great.
Yeah.
He's gonna be all defensive first, second team in a few years.
Yeah.
And maybe hopefully work on his offensive game more. Caleb said Tatum's going for 40, and Alex said, will Brunson ever stop flopping? No.
Nope. He unfortunately never will. And that's why he is
Yep.
one of the most unwatchable superstars, or not superstars,
Yeah.
one of the most unwatchable stars.
Alex, I
That's
get
coming
the
from a Knicks
NBA.
hater.
Alex.
No, but like, have you seen? Like, that's why you got to get on Twitter. Like, a lot of people do not like Brunson because he just flops every single possession on both ends.
There's certain games where it's bad. Yeah, I have to admit.
Yeah,
It's really nasty.
Alex, I will say I do get tired when JB drives, and when he has a wide open layup, he's looking for extra contact, and the extra contact makes him miss the easy layup, and then we're back on a fast break for Boston, and an and 1 or 3 on the other end. Just make the layup. Come on.
Yeah.
They will sign Alex Len. Who was they? Is that the Knicks?
Yes.
That is amazing. I would love Alex Len in 2026.
That's wild, bro.
You being serious or no?
No.
Knicks,
Okay,
deserve
good, good.
Knicks deserve a superstar who doesn't flop. I hated Jimmy Butler for the same reason. No, the Knicks definitely deserve a star that flops. That's 1,000%. So,
You
Knicks
get Jimmy
haters,
Butler.
bro.
Jimmy Butler actually shows up, though.
Yeah.
So does JB, but Butler is more reliable, I would say.
Can we be honest? Every single superstar flops. Like, that's just
Yeah.
the thing.
It is.
it's the
I
truth.
agree.
What are we
Yeah.
saying?
But it's just a matter of, I think the flopping is one thing. It's the constant foul hunting, the foul
Foul baiting?
Yeah. That's why I don't
Yeah.
like.
Who's the most ethical superstar?
Ooh.
Anthony Edwards.
No.
Oh,
This dude
boo.
I
goes
think
up.
he's up there.
This dude goes up. This
Boo.
dude goes, hey,
Yeah,
every single
but
time. Now
he's not going like this.
yeah, but still, the most ethical superstar. Ooh, Kawhi Leonard.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
Kawhi.
That's my guy, bro. I love Kawhi.
Yeah.
He is 100%. Embiid's clearly the most unethical.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even close. It's not
And
even
then
a debate.
SGA and then Jalen Brown.
SGA.
Not Jalen Brown.
SGA
Jalen
and Jalen Brunson are right behind him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I think we've gone for about just over 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're probably going to close the stream off here. We got some shorts to record for y'all. And then we're going to record our podcast tomorrow. It'll be out on Thursday. So if you guys did enjoy today's stream, be sure to drop a like the stream, subscribe to the channel, get us to 6K as soon as possible. All our socials are in the description. The pinned comment has the Discord server. Go join that up. Guys, do we have anything else to say for the people before we head on out of here?
Caleb said, just check Tatum's stats before you read the Geo's face.
Oh,
I will do that
gosh.
right now.
I already have it up, so let me tell you.
Go ahead.
me.
Go ahead, Tyler.
So Jason, 19-year-old Tatum, 19 minutes, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, plus 13 and plus minus. He's 64% from the field. He's 7 of 11 from the field, 4 from 6 from 3. He's taken 0 free throws,
Ethical.
and he only has 3 turnovers. And as the first option, that's kind of normal.
All right, you know what? He's having a good game. What quarter are they in?
They're in almost halftime.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, but look, that's just one game though. So we'll see what happens. If this goes to game 7, we'll see what really happens. We'll see
Okay.
if he really shows up. Game 6, game 7. So stay tuned, Caleb. I'll come back for this one.
Yeah.
We'll get back to this conversation.
Caleb, spam him in the Discord.
Don't spam
Just
me.
please send him all the messages.
Caleb, don't.
He will respond to you
I won't,
eventually.
I won't respond. If you spam me, if you just kindly ask anything, yeah, I'll respond.
No, spam him,
So,
please.
do you guys have anything else to say?
No.
Alex says
Good night. Good night, Caleb. We will see you on the flippity flop, which is next week.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
night, everyone.
We want to thank you all for joining, all the 10 people in the chat right now on YouTube. I'm waiting for the thing to refresh on Twitter. 201 people on Twitter. Shout out all of y'all. We really enjoyed our first ever live stream. We got plenty more coming. We hope you all have a great rest of the night. Stay tuned for episode 57, dropping on Thursday afternoon, evening at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great night, guys.
Yes.
And fuck Nico Harrison.
Yeah.